One greetings from the high 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans, and thanks for joining me. This is live number 2 for this evening. This commentary in this live is pertaining to the Laundries house being up for sale. There was some hoopla pertaining to their house being for sale. Several articles in the Google search said that their house was for sale. I'm going to bring you commentary that says that it is not for sale. It was a hoax. I do not know if someone planted a sign or it was Photoshop, but I'm going to bring you that said information with a source. And the second part will be pertaining to the disappearance of Summer Wells. There was a search exacted day 2 in the Beach Creek community. I will play audio, visual pertaining to the interview, pertaining to the disappearance. Reporter talking to Mr. Don Wells, his commentary, narrative pertaining to the disappearance of his said child. You will see that on this live, and we will chop up what we can get from the information brought to us in the said commentary. I will bring you possibly 2 sources pertaining to, hi Diamond Dozen, how you doing? Hello GB. I will bring you 2 sources of information pertaining to Summer Wells and what was said in that commentary. But first I want to talk about the Laundries. Let me bring you a source pertaining to that said information. Channel News 8, Tampa Bay 10 is the news I'm going to bring to you today. No, Brian Laundrie's parents are not selling their Northport home. The New York Post reported the family put up a for sale sign in their front yard, but their attorney says it's not true. This was uploaded December 1st, 11:12 a.m. The Laundrie family home has been seen around the world in news coverage about Gabby Petito's disappearance and the subsequent search for her fiancé, Brian Laundrie. Reporters, neighbors, and even protesters who kept a close eye on the Laundrie's parents' whereabouts swarmed the home throughout the investigation. But the New York Post reported Brian Laundrie's parents, Chris and Roberta Laundrie, have now put the home up for sale. The outlet even published a photo of what appears to show a for sale sign posted in front of the home. False. The house is not for sale. This is what we found. The Laundrie family attorney, Steve Bertolino, said there's no truth to the reporting. The story is not accurate, Bertolino told 10 Tampa Bay. As for the photo purporting to show a for sale sign posted on the front lawn, Bertolino said they're not sure where the sign came from or if the photo is even real. We do not know if the sign was Photoshop or if someone put it there, took the picture, and then took it down, he said. Sites like Zillow, Realtor.com show the home as being off market and not currently for sale, which I verified that myself when I went into search for the said article. It brought up the value of the house, which they had it at $200,000+, which I knew couldn't be truthful because I thought Florida has high market value for their property. There's no way these people were selling their house for $240,000. Once again, sites like Zillow, Realtor.com show the home as being off market and not currently for sale. The sites estimate the 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home between $218,000 and $309,000. The home isn't registered in the MLS database either. A medical examiner revealed last week Brian Laundrie died from a self-inflicted gunshot more than a month after his skeletal remains were found at the Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park in Sarasota County. Brian Laundrie was the only person of interest in the homicide case of Miss Petito. The couple set out in July on a cross-country road trip in Petito's Ford Sprinter van, documenting their adventures in national parks for Petito's YouTube channel. But when Laundrie returned to his home, Northport home where he and Petito had lived with his parents on September 1st, he was alone. Petito's body was later found in the Bridger-Teton National Forest. Brian Laundrie was reported missing September 17th after his parents said he went for a hike and never returned home. Detectives and the FBI agents searched the vast Carlton Reserve area for more than a month, looking at the only space they had seen a sign of Brian Laundrie. Brian Laundrie's parents helped search the reserve twice, each time with Northport officers. On their second attempt on October 20th, Laundrie's father found a dry bag and brought it to the officers. Authorities then say they found skeletal remains nearby, along with a notebook and other personal items. Hello, Gulf Coast. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much, everybody. That's the said information. Tampa Bay 10 is the source for this information. Several news outlets have reported that the house is for sale. News 10, Tampa Bay is saying it is not. So we're going to rock with that. I'm off that subject. I'm on to Summer Wells now. Feel free when I drop the link. If you have anything you want to say about that house being up for sale, fake sign, Photoshop, knock yourself out. Right now, I'm getting ready to talk about Summer Wells, the search for Summer Wells. I will be playing possibly 2 videos pertaining to the disappearance of Summer Wells. The first one will be this one here. It is a short one pertaining to the search today. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans. If you want to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie, 129 Cash App. All super chats are welcome during the live. Thank you. Hello, Miss Broomer. Welcome back. Hello. Thank you, everybody. We'll make sure everybody can see the telly. I need to get up a little closer. Y'all can get a good view. This is pertaining to today's events. WJHL is the source. December 1st, search crews covered 350 acres over 2 days in the latest search for Summer Wells. Let's see if I can get it to play. I don't know why my devices don't want to work when I go live for some reason. Very strange. Hold on.
Exit YouTube and launch YouTube. Cancel button.
Well, play the video then. Stop all the talking.
15 agencies returned to Hawkins County for a second day of large-scale ground searches for Summer Wells.
Sorry.
Seen in the area around the family home for the missing 5-year-old girl in months. The return to the Beach Creek community for dozens of members of law enforcement and rescue personnel, part of a planned search, the TBI said. They really want to take advantage of just the change in terrain, the decrease in foliage because of the winter weather approaching. That's according to the TBI, who said that there were no new developments in the case yesterday, and so far we've heard of none today. Bianca Murray's been there in the Beach Creek community monitoring the search efforts for the last couple of days.
Josh and Sarah, it's been nearly 6 months since Summer was reported missing, and search efforts today rivaled that of the day that she disappeared. Crews from 15 agencies, including as far away as White Pine, Tennessee, gathered for the second day of the second official large-scale search for the missing 5-year-old. The TBI reports search teams have covered a total of 350 acres over the last 2 days.
I mean, everybody's still searching just as hard as they were the day when it first started, really. I mean, that's a proof to kind of how this community is, I guess. Tight-knit, everybody seems to be. That's a good thing still.
A cadaver dog from Greene County was seen searching the wooded areas along the Wells property today. The TBI today reported that the search is likely over for now, but that search crews will continue to search specific areas as new information is discovered. In Beach Creek, Bianca Murray, News Channel 11.
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation continues to ask for credible tips in the Amber Alert search. You can call 1-800-TBI-FIND or email tips to tbi@tn.gov.
First tonight.
That's very interesting. That's sad information pertaining to. Now you're saying as new information comes, we will then exact another search. Very, 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 very interesting. Sorry about that. Turn this mess down. Hold on. Okay. Very interesting. Thank you all for joining me. So 350 plus acres. Naturally, they can go in and look around and see what they couldn't see before pertaining to the discovery of Summer Wells. Hello, everybody in the chat. Brenda, Language, Leah, Soul. Thank you, Gulf Coast. Thank you all so much. I'm going to go ahead and play my other content pertaining to Summer Wells. Thank you all for joining me. I have like 50,000 things going on. All right, let's see what we can get started. So that was an hour ago. I'm trying to make sure I play everything.
Members of law enforcement are back searching the grounds of Hawkins County this afternoon in hopes of finding missing 5-year-old Summer Wells. Thanks for joining us here on News Channel 11 at noon. I'm Cindy Kessler. Now, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation says while there aren't any new developments in the case, crews are taking advantage of the winter weather to search areas that were too difficult to access earlier this year because of high grass and heavy foliage. Now, family members say Summer was last seen June 15th at their home in the Beach Creek community. And as of right now, the TBI's statewide Amber Alert remains active. Bianca Murray joins us live from Beach Creek area. Now, Bianca, how many people are back out there again today?
Well, Sydney, personally, it feels to me like there are a few more officials here today searching than there were yesterday. However, we haven't gotten an exact head count just yet. But I spotted crews from as far away as Jefferson and Granger counties accompanying THP, the TBI, Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, as well as rescue squads from across the region. Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson told us yesterday that crews would be searching practically every square inch that they searched during the summer, but that they think the efforts might be a little bit easier this time around since the thick summer vegetation has died down with the frost and cold weather. Now, the TBI told me yesterday that they had received roughly 1,500 tips in this case, and that they ask anyone living in the Beach Creek community to continue to check their properties and trail camera footage for any sign of Summer Wells. Live in Beach Creek, Bianca Murray, News Channel 11.
Bianca, thank you so much. Now, the TBI is continuing to ask for credible tips to help find Summer. Just call 1-800-TBI-FIND or email tips@tbi.tn.gov. Now, remember, the reward fund for the missing Hawkins County 5-year-old has surpassed $70,000.
Okay, $70,000. That is the said information. Okay, I will play you something else here shortly. Thank you all for joining me. Yes, Gulf Coast, new information, what we already assumed. You are getting some type of information, perhaps. See, things change from day to day. First, this was a planned search. We're waiting for the weather to change, blah, blah, blah. Now it's saying as we get new information, we'll go back in. So will the search resume tomorrow? That's the said information from WJHL. Thank you all so much for joining me. Yes, I pray that they find something too. Thank you all so much for joining me. That's my source number 2. Still, WJHL is the source. Let me go back in here because there's something else I'd like to play for you guys. Okay. This is by WVLT 8 Local News. This was streamed a day ago. Update, in search for Summer Wells. This is on my community post. Anything I discuss on my channel, I do put it on my community post so you can get verification, not just in the live, but you will have a reference to go to on my community page. Any information I relay to you, I will play it either by audio, the TV, and the community page. Thank you so much. Welcome all new subscribers, visitors. Thank you all who share my content. I appreciate it. 350 acres over 2 days has been searched for Summer Wells. Next source is WVLT 8 News. This is a very interesting information. It is 21 minutes long. I will let it play in its entirety. I will chop up everything that was said in this live video. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you all for your support. Thank you for joining me. Please listen very carefully to everything you hear in this commentary. Thank you.
Information in the search for missing 5-year-old Summer Wells out of Hawkins County. Really, that information is the search continues. We want to show you the latest from the TBI, who are back in the Beach Creek area of Hawkins County today. A little over 5.5 months from when she was reported missing. It was back on June 15th that Summer's parents reported her gone. Here we are. So The latest update is that TBI agents and Hawkins County deputies are back in this area, focusing on the overgrown areas that were previously difficult to reach due to all the heavy greenery, the lush forestation that is in that area. These are some of those pictures that TBI has shared with us of Beach Creek, Hawkins County, where they are searching. You can see a little less dense than we would have seen in the fall. I'll show you what, or in over the summer, and I'll show you what it looked like in just a bit. But these are all those crews in Hawkins County getting ready to go this morning. That's the latest from TBI. But here's a look at what the search area looks like. And this is what it looked like back in June and July when the heavy searching started to get underway. You can see how overgrown it is, how lush that forestation is. Obviously, a lot of these leaves are going to fall. That's going to cause an issue just on the ground in terms of the leaf buildup on the ground. But a lot of these heavier density areas that were tough to get to before is what they're going back to check now. So that's really the latest that we have. 5.5 months after Summer was reported missing from her Hawkins County home. It was June 15th when she was first reported missing. If you're just now joining us, once again, the biggest update so far that we've had in quite some time in the search for Summer Wells is that the search is officially back on. TBI does say it was a planned search. They had planned all along to come back once the leaves fell, once some of these overgrown areas kind of got a little less dense. They could go back in and search some of these harder to get areas that they didn't get to do the first time around when it was so overgrown, so lush. Back in July, back in June, basically the summer months when they were searching for everything. So here's once again a tweet from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation that they are out and about searching again, a planned search of the Beach Creek area in Hawkins County, focusing on the overgrown areas, hard to get to, high grass, heavy foliage. So there you go. Here they are out and about. Big crews coming in. Really, we've seen crews from all over the country come in and help out in this search. Groups from Texas come, Echo Search, one of those popular groups that we hear all the time when people go missing. They've been involved. A lot of people, a lot of volunteers spending a lot of time, a lot of money to get themselves out here and help out in the search with Hawkins County deputies as well as the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. So there they are out looking for Summer today. We do want to give you a little step back. Our Erica Lunsford got to talk to Summer's dad, Don Wells, about their property, some of the places that Summer could possibly be, and kind of what life was like there at their property.
So we'd get on a lot, and so you can't do that, but it just, you know, we always find it open a lot of times and stuff, and so we tried to control that, but to know, you know, we couldn't control it 100% of the time.
Don Wells tells me Summer was last seen going to the basement to play with her toys. Her 3 older brothers upstairs, her mother and grandmother in the yard facing away from the basement door, and Don Wells at work.
We don't know if someone was waiting in the basement or if she come outside here and went to the swing. All we know is she went down the basement.
Wells says he believes someone was lurking at the top of the dog trail, just feet away from the basement door. He says the predator somehow managed to snatch Summer, then raced down the steep hill as she struggled.
I guess she doesn't want to walk around through there.
The trail was not an easy walk. To get down the rugged hill, Wells and I had to hold on to trees. I struggled not to trip or even fall on tree roots.
I need to slide a little bit.
So the dogs kind of came down this trail here.
Yeah.
It's pretty steep.
Yeah. I didn't know the dogs even had a trail down through here until the police dogs followed it all the way to the road.
Will says he overheard authorities say search dogs followed Summer's scent down the trail to the road before losing it. He painted a vivid picture of a kidnapping, telling me a neighbor likely heard Summer scream.
I think whoever grabbed her probably had her mouth covered, and I think she was gasping for air by the time she got down through here somewhere because our neighbor heard a scream, a really funny scream, and just carried her to a vehicle and threw her in there and took her somewhere far away from here.
Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson has not publicly commented on specifics of the case until now. I asked Sheriff Lawson about Wells' claims. Did dogs follow Summer's scent down the trail to the main road? The sheriff says yes.
The dogs had a pretty good trail. I tracked for a little while, but then it disappeared. But they lost scent when they come to the road. And sometimes canines would they will lose the scent when it changes to different type of, where they maybe went from the gravel to the pavement.
And did a neighbor hear a scream?
Best I recall, it's been a couple months ago, I think it was unfounded.
Wells tells me the family home on Ben Hill Road is surrounded by drug dealers and buyers.
You get all kinds, you know, with the drug trade, and we've seen quite a bit of stuff surrounding the meth thing. We parked our neighbors caught them parked at our road in our driveway in the middle of the night or early in the morning and stuff like that, and run them off, and they get mad, and they raise Cain, and we've had quite a bit of problems.
But Sheriff Lawson tells me Wells lives on a quiet street.
I've heard rumors of, you know, there is maybe a drug dealer on that road, but it's just like anywhere. Ben Hill Road is no different than any other roads in Hawkins, Sullivan, or any other county, as far as even Knox County. We all have drug problems, so no, that's not that problem. That's not correct either.
It's not like a hot spot.
No, it's not a hot spot, and it's a dead-end road, so there's very little traffic, if any.
Don Wells says he doesn't know why anyone would take his daughter, but isn't shocked by the disappearance of a child.
There's a lot of missing children.
But Sheriff Lawson says children don't just go missing, especially in Hawkins County.
No, ma'am, we don't have any other missing children.
At Summer's Hilltop home, Wells showed me a refrigerator he says Summer played on.
They are. I don't know what else you did. I don't know what was that.
And we walked to Summer's swing. This was her favorite.
That's her favorite. Yeah, she liked to twirl.
Don Wells is pleading for his daughter's return.
Whoever has her will have mercy, and you know, please let her come home.
Sheriff Lawson says investigators remain committed to finding Summer.
Everyone in Summer's case is still a suspect.
So that story by our own Erica Lunsford really paints a good picture, as does this video, about why the TBI is going back to Hawkins County, to the Beach Creek area, and why this was a planned search. How lush it is, how green, that overgrowth. There's a lot of places that were just really, really hard to get to, according to all the different teams, and especially with the rough terrain out there, it just made it impossible to get crews, to get dogs into some of these overgrown areas, which is exactly why they're going back now. Hopefully a lot of these areas have died in terms of just the trees and the leaves. Obviously, leaves on the ground will pose an issue, but in terms of just the heavier bushed areas, I guess, hopefully that's clear. You can see these are some of the pictures that the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation tweeted out just a little bit ago, talking about their search. Crews with Hawkins County, as well as the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation and other volunteer groups spending their time, effort, a lot of time, that's for sure, and money into this search, looking for Summer Wells. If you're just now joining us once again, the TBI is out searching again in Hawkins County for missing Summer Wells. She was reported missing back on June 15th. We're about at the 5.5 month mark from when 5-year-old Summer Wells went missing from the Beach Creek area of Hawkins County. Those crews out there today hoping that maybe there's some clearing areas that they didn't get to look for last time. Access to high grass, heavy foliage that is dead now that we have got to the winter months, as opposed to when everything was lush and green back in June. She was reported missing in July when the searching really started to ramp up. Once again, these are just a couple of pictures that the TBI posted on Twitter just a couple of minutes ago, not too long ago, within the hour here. So this is one of the biggest news updates we've had in a while in the search for Summer. Such a hard area. We heard so many crews who volunteered talk about how difficult it was to search the area just from a terrain standpoint, not even accounting for all the heavy overgrowth in the leaves, but just to get some stable footing. They didn't want anyone coming out there to help volunteer that wasn't already cleared with them, simply because they didn't want to get other people lost. They didn't want a rescue mission to turn into another rescue mission looking for a volunteer or someone from the community who decided to wander out there and help. They've been very specific with who helps out. There have been a ton of groups from all over the country that have come into East Tennessee, into Hawkins County to help out. Teams from Texas, teams from the northern part of the country, experts coming in to help find little Summer Wells. June 15th was the day she was reported missing. Once again, we are closing in on about the 5.5 month mark. Summer Wells, the missing 5-year-old. They were searching for her again in Hawkins County. all that overgrowth, all that green, something they hope is gone now, that they can really get in there and fully be able to say and almost sleep at night by saying, we have cleared that area. You can just see from this picture, from some of those videos we saw from Erica's package, which I'm going to show you again in just a little bit, just the difference, the night and day difference really from all the leaves on the trees. Obviously leaves fall, that can cause an issue on the ground, but for the most part, as long as they can see in there and see in some of these high density areas they weren't able to get to before, they hope that, hey, maybe they find something, or at least they can fully clear this area off their list and say, you know what, we've been there many times over the past 6 months. All these search teams have gone through. We can definitively say that there's no remains found here. Nothing has been found. So that's what they're going back today, kind of crossing those I's, crossing those T's, dotting those I's, make sure everything is good to go. I want to show you this package one more time that our Erica Lunsford reported on not too long ago, talking with Don Wells, the father of Summer, about the property, about what he thinks happens to Summer. And really, when you look at this package and look at the story that she did, take a look at all the greenery around. It really puts into perspective of why these crews are coming back now and why this was planned in the first place. They knew they were going to have to come back if they didn't find anything, and they needed to wait until everything kind of died away, the overgrowth crept back, and they had a little bit of clearing to be able to work with to definitively knock this place off the list in their search for Summer Wells. Take a listen.
So we get on a lot, and so we can't do that, but it just, you know, we always find it open a lot of times and stuff, and so we try to control that, but you know, we couldn't control it 100% of the time.
Dawn Wells tells me Summer was last seen going to the basement to play with her toys, her 3 older brothers upstairs, her mother and grandmother in the yard facing away from the basement door, and Dawn Wells at work.
We don't know if someone was waiting in the basement or if she come outside here and went to the swing. All we know is she went down the basement.
Wells says he believes someone was lurking at the top of the dog trail, just feet away from the basement door. He says the predator somehow managed to snatch Summer, then raced down the steep hill as she struggled.
I guess she was gonna walk down through there.
The trail was not an easy walk. To get down the rugged hill, Wells and I had to hold on to trees. I struggled not to trip or even fall on tree roots.
I need to slide a little bit.
So the dogs kind of came down this trail here.
Yeah.
It's pretty steep.
Yeah. I didn't know the dogs even had a trail down through here till the police dogs followed it all the way to the road.
Wells says he overheard authorities say search dogs followed Summer's scent down the trail to the road before losing it. He painted a vivid picture of a kidnapping, telling me a neighbor likely heard Summer scream.
I think whoever grabbed her probably had her mouth covered, and I think she was gasping for air by the time she got down through here somewhere because a neighbor heard a scream, a really funny scream. I think I just carried her to a vehicle and threw her in there and took her somewhere far away from here.
Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson has not publicly commented on specifics of the case until now. I asked Sheriff Lawson about Wells' claims. Did dogs follow Summer's scent down the trail to the main road? The sheriff says yes.
The dogs had a pretty good trail on track for a little while, but then disappeared, but they lost scent when they come to the road. And sometimes canines, they will lose the scent when it changes to different type of, where they maybe went from the gravel to the pavement.
And did a neighbor hear a scream?
Best I recall, it's been a couple months ago, I think it was unfounded.
Wells tells me the family home on Ben Hill Road is surrounded by drug dealers and buyers.
You get all kinds, you know, with the drug trade, and we've seen quite a bit of stuff surrounding the meth thing. We parked in our neighbors caught them parked at our road in our driveway in the middle of the night or early in the morning and stuff like that, and run them off, and they get mad, and neighbors came, and we've had quite a bit of problems.
But Sheriff Lawson tells me Wells lives on a quiet street.
I've heard rumors of, you know, there is maybe a drug dealer on that road, but it's just like anywhere. Ben Hill Road is no different than any other roads in Hawkins, Sullivan, or any other county, as far as even Knox County. We all have drug problems, but no, that's not that problem. That's not correct either.
It's like a hot spot.
No, it's not a hot spot, and it's a dead end road, so there's very little traffic, if any.
Don Wells says he doesn't know why anyone would take his daughter, but isn't shocked by the disappearance of a child.
There's a lot of missing children.
But Sheriff Lawson says children don't just go missing, especially in Hawkins County.
No, ma'am, we don't have any other missing children.
At Summer's Hilltop home, Wells showed me a refrigerator he says Summer played on.
They are. I don't know what else she did. I don't know what in the world was that.
And we walked to Summer's swing. This was her favorite.
That's her favorite. Yeah, she liked to twirl.
Don Wells is pleading for his daughter's return.
Whoever has her will have mercy and, please let her come home.
Sheriff Lawson says investigators remain committed to finding Summer.
Everyone in Summer's case is still a suspect.
We do want to show you the latest. This tweet just coming in from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. It's a video of those searchers out there looking for Summer. And this gives you a really good idea of the difference, the contrast in the lush vegetation of the summer months when she went missing back on June 15th, or was reported missing at least on June 15th. These videos from today, just a couple of minutes ago, the TBI tweeting these out, of less area, less overgrowth, really, so they can get a good glimpse into any areas that have cleared just from the vegetation dying off. They really need to get a good view. So you take this view into what we saw back in June, back in July, really night and day, and their availability to see better, to get dogs in there. There have been numerous searches since she was reported missing on June 15th. This one has been a planned one, like I said earlier, just so they can go back one final time, or even if it takes a couple more trips, but just to kind of knock these places off the list that they said, hey, we weren't able to get into this area or that area. If they can get in there today, really sleep better at night. All these people from all over the country that have come in, the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, who has helped out and who has been really ingrained in this, obviously, it's right in their backyard from June 15th, doing so much to try to figure out what happened to little 5-year-old Summer Wells in the Beach Creek area of Hawkins County, their home just off of Ben Hill Road. Been about 5.5 months since she was reported missing. I want to show you a picture of her one more time. Can't get this around enough of where little Summer is. Share her picture as much as you can. We've got a lot of information for you, as well as pictures, more info on the WVLT News app, on our WVLT Facebook, and our Twitter page. We're going to have all the latest information for you coming up on WVLT News at noon. But I want to show you one more time just some of the pictures that we've seen today from the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, as they are out and about searching Ben Hill Road, all this area of Hawkins County, the Beach Creek Road area, as it is now 5.5 months since Summer Wells has gone missing. And this update that they are back out there in force, continuing that search, is really the biggest update we've had in quite some time, as a lot of these crews are out there. Clear day. Hopefully a lot of these leaves died, the brush retreated a little bit. They can get into some of these areas and get a better idea of what's going on, and really, like I said, be able to sleep at night, sleep with knowing that they've done everything they can in this area and crossed it off the list, that there's no sign of Summer Wells. They're looking for even the smallest sign. We heard from Sheriff Ronnie Lawson, who talked about the scents from the dogs, that it pretty much stopped at the road, that kind of start to lose that scent the second you go from grass to gravel or to pavement. Anytime you change the ground makeup, that the dogs can lose the scent. That's one of the things that can happen, according to Sheriff Ronnie Lawson. So we will continue to keep you updated. We'll be back on WVLT News at noon in about 30 minutes. Brittany Tarwater is going to have all the latest information. We've got news crews going up to Hawkins County, trying to talk to the TBI, some of these other searchers, investigators involved in this case, to see if we can't get any more information for you. But once again, search crews out and about in Hawkins County, the Beach Creek Road area, a planned search. You can see the difference, the stark contrast in between the lush vegetation that we saw back in June when she went missing. June 15th, she was reported missing. And then this was back then. This is as of just a couple of minutes ago, the TBI tweeting this out. Less green, less overgrowth. hopefully able to see some of those areas, some of those matted down areas that they weren't able to get to when everything was so grown back over the summer. Thank you for joining us on the WVLT Now Desk. We will continue to bring you the latest. Once again, we have numerous reporters, numerous crews headed up to Hawkins County to bring you the latest. We'll have all the details on WVLT News at noon and at 4, 5, and 6 with live reports from Hawkins County. Make sure you download the WVLT News app. We'll be able to push alert you the second we have any new information. As soon as we know it, you'll know it as well. I'm Harry Sullivan. We appreciate you joining us. We'll see you back at noon.
All right, everybody. WJHL is the source. For that said information, I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me. That wasn't a swing. That was a string on a plate. Okay, you know what? Don't start, y'all. I just want to go in my information desk in YouTube and see if there's anything else I've left out as far as an update, because naturally they play news at 12, 6, and 11 p.m. here in my area. So let me go in their database and see if there's anything I've missed. So 1 hour ago, it's about something else. I want to make sure I'm showing everything pertaining to the story. Okay, thank you all for joining me. Yeah, I think that's it so far. Okay, I'm going to rearrange my seating. And then we're going to go ahead and get into this video. I'm going to drop the link so you all can give me said information. Hold on 1 second. Oh, thank you, Crystal. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm trying to make sure I bring you all the latest updates pertaining to her. Any news, articles, whatever. Just want to make sure I keep everything abreast pertaining to summer, because I knew everything would change. See if I found anything from an hour or so ago. So far, nothing. Okay. All righty. I'm going to move my location and switch around here. So I'm going to chop up what was said in this live. Hold on 1 second, you guys. Move my little table here. We can get this live started. Thank you all so much for joining me. You want to give your opinion pertaining to the Laundries, the hoax of them selling their house? I brought you a source in the beginning of this live that was false information. Their lawyer has spoken once again, their walkie-talkie. Feel free to hit the link to give your opinion pertaining to the Laundries and the alleged selling of the house selling shenanigans. Part 2 of this live also is pertaining to the disappearance of Summer Wells. I've brought you 3 sources of information pertaining to her. Showed you audio of the searches. This was a planned event, but also in the commentary you hear that they said if we get any more information, then we'll go back out and search. So I don't know if there will be a day 3 pertaining to the search of this child. We will see. But I have my notes pertaining to what was said in this 21-minute video. Just a second. Thank you all for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Yes, Teresa. I've said that 1,000 times. Thank you, Sharon. Yes, Queen keeps a clean house. We don't play that with them germs, baby. Thank you so much. We don't do germs, love. Queen is OCD. She will flip out. She see dust. She getting ready to holler. Shut up. I can't stand it. I mean, it gets a little dusty, of course, but you know. I ain't trying to. I really don't even like cleaning. Tell you the truth, I done got older now. I don't like doing all that old extra stuff. I do not. All righty. I'm going to drop the link. Then I'm going to read you all my commentary because some very interesting information that was relayed in this commentary this evening. Hopefully Crime Lines will show back up to give her input this evening. And Kevin, if you're out there listening, you're welcome to join us wherever you are. I don't know if you're in the bed sleep. You're an hour behind me, Michigan time. The link is being dropped if anybody wants to give commentary pertaining to the Laundries and the alleged hoax of them selling their house and also the search for Summer Wells. I'm going to go ahead and start my commentary. I've got so much to read here. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. God bless all of you. Got 82 viewing. I'm going to try to get this party started. Read all this information off because it's quite a bit from that 21-minute video. This was a planned search. This was told to the public by Sheriff Lawson. The state of the property, which you saw when it was in full bloom, warmer months. Why would you let someone come to your property with a refrigerator on your property, the other debris, a mattress sitting by the door that's soiled? Why would you leave that there for a reporter to come to your home to look at your house? Why? Very disturbing. The fact that he pointed to the refrigerator, this is where she played. He was beating on it with the stick. What the hell was that all about? You're beating the refrigerator. Why? Because you don't have anything else better to do. Nervous tick. Let me hit the refrigerator door. Crazy nonsense. Sheriff Lawson finally reveals in this commentary that the scent of the child left through the dog trail down to the road. That is where the dog last picked up a scent of Summer Wells, through the dog trail. Did Summer Wells wander off on that said trail to the road? Did she walk into the road, walk down the road, picked up? What happened? Was she handed off down the trail by a parent? One of the parents walked her down the dog trail and handed her off to somebody's car or put her in a car. What is the spoken word? Was this a deliberate plan through the dog trail to get rid of the child? Was she chasing her brothers and sisters, or her brothers, down the trail? They were playing. What are we saying? Because we're now just not getting confirmation from Sheriff about this dog trail, because I never believed it when I first heard it. That's just the queen. If I don't get it from the news, I don't repeat it on my channel. Okay. Did an abductor hang around the property at the top of the trail, as Mr. Wells has said? He lied in wait at the top of the trail, which is right across from the said door where the child's room is. But this makes no sense to me because there were participants on the said property, Candace, the grandmother, and the other 3 boys. Would I risk going on the property to watch her door? That means I'd have to know that Summer Wells resided in that room where that door was. And I'm willing to be seen. Also willing to park my car at the bottom of the trail, which would be on a main road, and have my car seen by passerbyers to, 1, go up this trail, lie in wait, take the child, however I got her, inside or outside the house, bring her down the dog trail, get inside of my car, not thinking that someone could see my car parked there, not thinking that they could have company coming in or out of their drive to see my car parked near their house, wondering what is this car doing there. Stay woke. Drug dealers mentioned by Mr. Don selling meth, Sheriff has basically said This area is not a hot spot. They live on a dead end. It is a quiet street. This area is no different than any other area in their demographic or Knoxville, Tennessee. So one, he is now and has said refuted Donald Wells' claim of the drug dealing situation going back there in the holler. Lie number one, allegation number one, narrative number one, besides the narrative that the child was kidnapped. Narrative lie number two, that the neighbor heard a scream. Well, now we have Sheriff Lawson once again saying via TV that has been unfounded. Yet you wait 5 months later, Jody Sue, to come forward to the news and public to say you heard a scream. But now we have Mr. Lawson, a law official, saying it's unfounded. So what does that mean exactly? I'll wait. Sheriff Lawson lets it be known that everyone in the case pertaining to Summer Wells is a suspect. So the Wells have not been eliminated as suspects to the disappearance of Summer Wells. Thank you for saying that. Because somebody in the back, thank you, Tupelo, somebody in the back needed to hear that. Such as some goofy ass fan, goofy ass supporter that wants everybody to ride or die with some white folks out there that don't care nothing about their children. And it's no disrespect to white people, but these people are trash. They don't care nothing about their kids. And they have been using them folks out there in Rogersville, Kingsport, and getting these crazy YouTubers on board and crazy people to think they ain't done nothing to that baby girl. I know better. Your behavior tells me everything. BS. Using those country folks back up in that holler. You talk about people hanging around the driveway outside Donald Wells. Your neighbors had to run them off. They got mad, got attitudes. Did you ever report these incidents to the police? I'll wait. Will the police bring us affidavits, whatever, paperwork that you reported people hanging around your driveway, getting high on drugs, meth? You had an altercation with said parties. You got descriptions of cars. Now all of a sudden, it's your neighbors. They saw them hanging around your driveway. They made them run off. They did this and that. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, okay. So your neighbors were up at the crack of dawn, whatever time it was, saw these people hanging by your yard driveway and said, hey, what are you doing out there? Don and Candy live there. What are you doing down there? The people got mad, start cursing them out. Who's going to pull over on the side of a drive to get high? I can see being stranded. I lost my way. I'm looking for directions, but to park near somebody's driveway to get high, why would I do that? Thousands of places I can go park my car to use drugs, get drunk, make out, whatever. I'm going to go park by these people's driveway when I don't know who it is that lives there, what they got, if they got guns, dogs, Rottweilers, pit bulls. Yeah, all right. Always somebody else heard something, did something pertaining to Donald Wells. What's the deal with this search? Hawkins County, were you offended that EquiSearch came in to help? There was a little rift with EquiSearch and the Church Hill people searching. Then you said you didn't want nobody else coming out to search. Thank you, Angel. You didn't want nobody else to come out and search. So what are we talking about here? Why did you search? You tell us now it's because of the vegetation and it's down and it ain't got a lot of this and that and it ain't summer no more. So we're going to come through where we can look and see. But it seems like you felt some type of way months ago with people trying to help. Mr. Rader came in good faith trying to help. I believe there was a little snafu with text messaging and this and that with the Churchill people. What the hell is really going on? Are you really ornery that you don't want nobody else to help? You're worrying about people coming in because you don't want nobody else to get the credit besides Hawkins County? Let the queen know I'm open ears because I was confused months ago. It seems more like it was personal. You really didn't want anybody else to come help because you want all the credit for finding Summer Wells. Well, guess what? You ain't found her. You ain't found her. Ain't nobody else found her. Who gives a damn who finds her? Just so that she's found. And the appropriate people are brought to justice for getting rid of her, hurting her, harming her, disposing her, murdering her, whatever the autopsy is revealed, if we can even find a damn body to get a damn autopsy. Man, these people are whack. It's just strange to me. I got something I wrote here. I can't even read my own handwriting. Have to come back to it. I can't tell what it was. Don says the children have been going missing in those parts. Once again, Sheriff Lawson has refuted that lie. He's refuted everything that's come out of Donald Wells' mouth. Not a hot spot. Children aren't missing from Rogersville or that area. That street area is not a bad area for drug dealing, no different than anywhere else. The screen has been unfounded. So now we've got the screen, drug dealing, TBI saying no evidence of an abduction. Donald Wells, everything you said is now being refuted by TBI and Mr. Lawson. And you also haven't been removed as a suspect. The fact you're talking about people back there, that they're dealing drugs, hanging around your house, blah, blah, blah. You're stupid. You live back there. You could get missing back there like your daughter did. You keep running that mouth about dope dealing, meth dealers. I know they're kind, blah, 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 blah. Well, did you know that kind could cut your throat, you dodo bird? Did you know that? Although you haven't given any names in all this walkie-talkie bullshit you keep putting out, but you keep running that damn dick sucker. Yeah, I'm saying it. Somebody's going to come and cut your fucking throat. You talk too much. You sit up here and get turned up every chance you get and go live. And you're sitting here talking about what the fuck somebody's doing around the corner. Oh, they do this. They hang by my driveway. Oh, they're doing all this. How the fuck I know you ain't sitting down there with their asses getting high? You and your goofy ass wife. You're stupid. You talk too fucking much, man. You talk too much. The only thing you haven't done is given a name. Lawson says, well, okay, if there is a dope dealer back there, blah, 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 it ain't a hot spot. So you think the dope dealer don't know you're talking about him? Are you this stupid? Damn, man. You talk too much. You don't know when to be quiet. Like I said, did you ever call the police of these people hanging around down by your driveway? Yeah, probably not. All this mess about the door being open. I used to get on them about the door, leaving it open. So are you just saying that because this is the narrative you want us to believe? Somebody came up there, went in that door, took your child. Still means the person would have to know Summer was in that room. They had to have knowledge of the place. They had to have knowledge where she would be. They'd have to know she'd be in that room. She could have been at church. She could have been at the playground in a whole other town. She could have been on a field trip. She could have been with Pookie, Ray, somebody else's fucking house playing hopscotch. You live in the middle of nowhere. How the hell I know your kid's down in some dungy ass basement playing inside that damn dungeon? How would a stranger know to go in there? For all they know, it ain't even got no rooms in there. Unless I've been there and I've seen the place and I know your children's bedrooms are down there. Okay. It says in this commentary that Don was at work while the mother and grandmother were doing their thing outside and the children were inside, and Summer was last seen going in the house down to the basement. But how do we know she ever made it to the property after the mother dropped off H? We don't know. We have no surveillance cameras, nothing to show us she ever made it to the property. She made it inside the house. She made it down the basement. She slept in the basement. She prayed in the basement. She played in the basement. She walked out of the basement. She walked out of the basement door. She went to the damn swing. She walked over to the damn dog trail. She walked over here, over there. Then you switched it and said, oh, she might have went back up to the trailer with her grandmama. So then now you basically throwing the damn grandmama under the bus that the damn baby that went up in there. So what the hell you trying to say? She took the baby, suffocated the baby, put her in a fucking suitcase, left her there, took her, carried her, leg broke, ankle broke, knee broke, put her in her car, jumped in her car, rolled her somewhere, dropped her off. What are you saying? You're so stupid. You're stupid. Every fucking time somebody gives you a fucking microphone, you just keep switching and switching. Oh, the boogeyman, he came, he took her. Yeah, well, the grandmama, he took her up to the trailer. She might have ran up to the trailer. Well, which is it? Which is it? Dog trail, swing, basement, back to the grandmama's trailer, black folks in a limousine, Tacoma truck, blue van, Pookieville. I'm drowning. Help me out. Now you say somebody was lurking at the top of the dog trail, which is feet away from the door where it leads to her bedroom. Feet from the door is the dog trail. You believe somebody was sitting there lurking, waiting to pick her up. Took her down the steep trail. Reporter even says it's steep to walk down. So now you want me to believe somebody parked their car down at the end of the dog trail on the main road, walked through that trail, climbing up through trees, holding on the trees to get their balance, stood out there waiting for her to come out the door that they didn't know she was in, grab her, take her down the trail, carry her down a steep trail without falling, breaking her own damn ankle or hip, then get inside of a vehicle. So what are we saying? So we're to believe the dog scent of the child going through the dog trail that you didn't know existed, but yet you've been living at that house for I don't know how long. So is it a dog trail or it's a two-legged creature trail? Which is it? I'm confused. Once again, would somebody risk parking their car on the main road to walk up that trail to kidnap your child, break their ankle or hip, to go up the trail, wait for your child, steal your child, go back down the trail with your child to their car, not worry about being seen, parked on a private road right near your driveway? I'm drowning. All right. Once again, the scream. Unfounded by Sheriff Lawson. Running out of air, everybody. I'm trying to repeat everything that was said. Why did you plead for your daughter in this commentary? You didn't plead for your daughter in the beginning of her disappearance when the Amber Alert was issued. But during this interview with my local news, Channel 8, WVLT News, you plead for your child. Why? You and your wife have never pled for her. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you so much. You never pled for your child. Once again, Sheriff Lawson says everyone is a suspect in this case pertaining to Summer Wells. So therefore, I don't give a damn about a damn lie detector test. Because if you passed your lie detector test, so I tell everybody to stay woke and always listen to the information that's been bestowed upon you. Always remember, the truth lies at the beginning of the story. If indeed you and Candy passed the lie detector test, why the hell in this local commentary, Mr. Lawson says everybody in the story pertaining to Summer Wells is a suspect. So if you passed your damn lie detector test, you wouldn't be a suspect. Stay woke. Bye, Felicia. Why did you all decide to amp up the search for Summer Wells in the month of July? She went missing in the middle of June. You wait to get called Pookie, Ray, Bubba to go look for her. For what reason in July? Help me understand. What the fuck is wrong with you people? June 15th versus July. Did you think the killers would still be around with this little girl if we're to believe she was kidnapped? You think what? They hit her out across the street? What? Long gone if she was abducted, passed off, bartered, sold. Bye-bye. Gone. A little too late. They also mentioned in this commentary of a cadaver dog brought to the scene yesterday to search for her. So that means it's a recovery. And I think we got enough sense to know a child wouldn't be still wandering around the wilderness, East Tennessee, Hollerville, 5 months later and alive. I'm done. Snow hope. Drop the link. Feel free to hit the link to give your commentary pertaining to the Laundries hoax of them selling their house to search for Summer Wells. The information I brought to you in this live pertaining to everything that was said in the 21-minute video that you can find in the YouTube queue. It is also posted on my community page if you want to verify anything that was said by Donald Wells, the reporter, the local news 8. It's in the queue and also on my community page, okay? And basically, Ronnie Lawson has refuted everything that Donald Wells has said about a screen, kidnapping, TBI, refuted that. The screen has been unfounded. Kidnapping, refuted by TBI. The selling of narcotics and drug dealing and it being a hot spot back there. Ronnie Lawson says it is not. It's a dead end and a quiet street. Basically, he said one dope dealer. But it's no different than anywhere else in America. Knoxville, blah, blah, blah. Stay woke. Thank you, Crystal. Hit the link if you want to give your opinion pertaining to the said information. Thank you, Chair. What is the truth pertaining to this search. You know something or you don't know something, Hawkins County Sheriff's Department. Do you know something or you don't know something? Do you have something or you don't have something? Now you're saying if we get information, we'll go back out. So are you telling me the search is over? Or what are you saying? You will resume day 3? What's the 411 pertaining to a third search of Summer Wells? Hit the link if you want to give your opinion pertaining to this said information. I'm 1 hour in. Amen. Thank you all so much for following the content, sharing the content. Please hit the like button. Amen. It's like no end in sight. Hi, pretty Kate. Good night, baby. Hello, Reese. How you doing?
Good evening, Queen. How are you?
I'm great. What's going on? Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. I finally got a new phone.
Huh?
Yeah. I said I finally got a new phone, so I don't have to use anybody else's devices because I got tired of everybody talking about me using their devices.
Okay. Hello, Outlaw. How are you? Okay. So did you have a good Thanksgiving, ma'am?
I did. I really didn't do traditional, because I'm really not a traditional person. So,
okay.
And of course, we buried my grandmother 2 days before Thanksgiving last year. So we was kind of like a strange place. So we wasn't traditional. But anyway, I'm feeling better. And all the cases. Now, I just want to address something. I don't think YouTube wants me to know when you go live because I never get a notification.
A lot of people don't get notifications, sweetheart. Thank you, Angel. So don't take it personal. It's YouTube's business. I have no control over the notifications.
That is so strange. But anyway, can we go
it
back?
Ain't strange. I done told y'all 1,000 times that YouTube do what they want. A lot of people complain about the notifications. That's why I tell people it don't have nothing to do with me. It's them.
Oh, I know it's them. Can you answer one question? Am I echoing?
No, but I'm trying to figure out, Lord, what you get ready to tell me the address.
No, for real. I'm serious. Listen, can somebody or you tell me where these people are next to the wells that they can hear screaming up in the backwoods up there? Where do these people live?
I don't know. Ask Jody Sue.
Where is her house? Behind the shed next to Granda's house? I mean, where is your house at that you heard the screaming when they talking about they go up around a winding road and on top of the hills and over the hills and here we go? Where's your house?
The point is, Candy should have been the one to say, I heard somebody screaming.
I mean, for real. Okay, so that's the thing I want to know. So y'all lying because y'all ain't heard nothing up there. Okay, because your house is not on the property, so you have not heard a scream. Okay, you might have heard an animal or something in the woods making noises. Animals do make noises. They scream now. They do sound like they're screaming. I stay by some woods and I heard some strange things in the woods. Okay. And the second thing is we can debunk the fact that somebody thinks or the wells are trying to make us think somebody snatched that baby. For one, like they said, you got to know that there's a cubby hole behind the kitchen counter for that baby to be in. Okay. For real, that would have been the safest damn place for her to be if you ask me. That's a hiding place. So if you don't know that that's what I got, a bunker up in here, and my kid is hidden. If you don't, you're not just.
Well, she's moved. Jody Sue has moved allegedly. It's all hearsay because I don't go looking for Jody Sue commentary, so it means nothing to me. If I don't hear from the news, I'm gonna keep saying this. If I don't hear from the news, it is gossip.
Right. So now, that's to me, that would have been a good place for her to go hide.
Well, if you got cadaver dogs or dogs to search for the living, she would have been found if she was on the property. That's just common sense. When everybody started talking about septic tanks and all that, you know damn well they had dogs to search for the child on the property. Come on now.
And Don is a criminal, so he was smart enough not to. I mean, if he was allegedly involved in hiding her, he's a criminal. He know not to put the body on the property.
Anybody knows not to do. You only bury people when there's nobody that's going to come looking.
Right.
For instance, I invited you to my house. Nobody talks to you. You don't got friends. You don't got family. Then I'll bury you on my property because I think don't nobody know you. Don't nobody fool with you. You don't talk to nobody. You told me you ain't got no friends, no family. Don't nobody know you at my house. Okay, well, I can bury you there on the yard in the refrigerator. But if you've told people where you going, where you hanging, I'm not getting ready to leave your ass dead on my property.
Correct. I'm not doing that.
That's stupid. The first place they gonna look is your property.
No. And this drug dealer business, look at here. Y'all ain't got that much money. Y'all got enough money to get drugs from whomever is giving it to you. But they not the cartel and they not big gangster drug dealers. And if they were wanting to get back at you for something that you did, they're going to kill her. They don't have no reason to have a baby, to take your child and do anything.
On that hill, let me tell you something. The way it's set up, it's in the middle of nowhere. I'm the cartel, gangster, dope dealer, whatever. I'm laying everybody down.
Everybody down. Everybody's going night-night. Okay, everybody's gonna flash for the camera for the last time.
Who's gonna see me? I'm driving up to the driveway, parking up there. So that means I'm out of sight, out of the way, no visual. I'm coming in and I'm laying everybody down.
Thank you. I'm not taking nobody's kid. I don't want no kid. I sell drugs. What I want a kid for?
And give me my money back.
So they not that connected. They not that connected.
Where is my money?
What I'm gonna do with this hollering, clingy little girl? I mean, not to say nothing bad about Summer, but what I'm gonna do? I'm not Robin. My name ain't Robin. Okay, I can't take these kids with me. Okay, and then the next thing, when children, I notice because of the industry that I'm in, when children are abused, they tend to cling to each other. They tend to mother each other. So I find it hard that those boys, now unless they was playing video games, but I still haven't seen what video game they was playing that the parents lied and said they was, I don't know. But it seemed like those baby boys would keep Summer in their eyesight. It seemed like to me that they would be close. But
you also gotta remember they are children. So come on, but they are children. Boys,
no, they are. But the reason why I say that, the reason why I say that is because I watch my granddaughter and my grandson. Just recently, their mother was sick, and I had to get them. And so my grandson is the youngest, and so he kept saying, "When is Mama coming back?" I mean, he went through this whole spiel, and I kept thinking, Lord Jesus, if this woman died, if she died, oh my God, this poor baby. But I saw how his sister, she's only 6. She's only 6. He's 3. I saw how his sister mothered him and held his hand. They were in my bed going to sleep. I saw how she said, Mama's coming. She clenched, that she grabbed his hand and they held hands. And, I put on some insomnia music so they could go to sleep, lullaby them to sleep. But she took care of him and she comforted him. And so I'm thinking to myself, siblings are kind of close when it comes to that kind of stuff. The boys rambunctious, loud, play, and all that. But it just, I don't think that she left them. You know, I think they would have watched Summer. Okay, my point, long story short, they wouldn't have let her run down that yard, run down and that dog, whatever they said, you know, run down somewhere outside. She didn't wander off by herself. Remember when they said, everybody's saying maybe she wandered off? She ain't wandered off by herself nowhere. No, she didn't do that. She has not wandered off.
Because how did her sin get down the dog trail? So this is what they're saying. Because I didn't believe it at first. So it's now say it again in the commentary I brought tonight. So how did her sin get down to the dog trail to the cement, and then the dog lost her trail?
I don't know how it's set up. I don't know what it actually looks like.
They showed you. I showed it.
Well, I didn't get a chance to see that.
Look, Reese, they showed it 1,000 times, that damn dog trail going through the woods, and it meets the main road. How was her trail? How would she get down that trail? Why would she be going down that trail? Did somebody take her down there? She walked by herself. She played with the kids. What? And it stops at the pavement.
So what if that's how, God forbid, that's where her body was handed off to be disposed of?
Could be.
Because it don't just disappear, you know. Take that back to the Cow City boys. You know, come on now. These boys didn't just vanish in, you know, there's no sense in this backyard at all of these children. So something took place at the end of that drive or dog trail or whatever, and they could have handed her off. Because see, you know, maybe Candace was trying to be slick and she didn't want her mama to see what was going on or what she was doing. We don't know. We have no idea.
Somebody says, wasn't it down the driveway? Don said dog trail. I'd have to go back and play it again.
Yeah, I don't know. And I mean, any video that I've seen, nothing has been really, really clear to me. So I don't know the setup. You know, I haven't really, you know, usually I'm real nosy and I'll go do one of those, what you call a satellite zoom in type thing, because my job sometimes require me to do that. I will go in and look and see the whole thing, even, you know, like today, right now, I can see what they're doing. You can actually see. So I haven't done any of that. But it's like they know, Don knows that there's something happened. He might not know the real story. I think that he helped orchestrate whatever needed to be done to get rid of her. And I still think, I'm just trying to figure out why everybody thinks that Don has not already told law enforcement something to turn on Candace, because Don is the one in the most trouble, who's always in trouble, who don't want to go to jail. Because that's the first thing they try to do, is get them to flip on each other, because they have nowhere else to turn.
Yeah, but anybody who knows law enforcement, you always separate the people. That's old.
Sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. Because sometimes they want them to stay close enough, talk to them enough, get enough information. See, sometimes they want them to stay close to them so they can come back and report everything that they're telling them. See, sometimes they'll keep them together.
See that he's a walkie-talkie. I think separating them will get you what you want.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes, Crochet. They will not flip unless separated, of course. It's evident at this point. He's the ringleader of walkie-talkie. Separate them, because he needs an audience. Listen, she's codependent. He's the walkie-talkie. He don't have an audience if he's locked up. So she will fold, because she will not have him, who is the breadwinner. See, that's what nobody thinking about. He earns the money. She don't do nothing. then he's the walkie-talkie. He won't have no audience.
So can we ask ourselves, why haven't they separated?
I don't know.
And see, that's why I go back to they separated him when they had Don, when they picked him up and had him in jail. See,
well, but you let him out for whatever reason. You let him out.
That's what I'm saying. Why? Why? That's where I'm at with it. Why is he out? How and why did they let him go? How and why? They took the boys from him. So, how and why are you letting him out on these type of charges and he's already trouble? How and why? Why is he out? Why did he get let go? How and why? That's where we need to find. That's why I'm having trouble thinking. I'm having problems with this. Is he now an informant? What?
Hello, Outlaw. How are you?
Evening.
Hey, Outlaw.
How you doing?
I'm good.
All right, I want to make a correction that the dog trail ended at the end of the driveway, not the dog trails.
The what?
The scent of summer ended at the end of the driveway, not the dog trails.
End of the driveway.
Yep.
Which is down on the street where Robin and everybody else was stopped the day that.
So I thought that video said the dog trail.
No, that was Don's conclusion. No, the original scent.
Let me play it again. Hold on.
The original scent ended up at the end of the driveway.
Well, hold your horses.
So Outlaw, which is down by the street.
Yep.
See? So he drove her down there and handed her off to somebody on the street. Because of course her scent will be in the cars.
Hold on. Gotta find out where it was.
Mm-hmm.
Lurking at the top of the dog trail, just feet away from the basement door. He says the predator somehow managed to snatch Summer, then raced down the steep hill as she struggled.
I guess you guys want to walk around through here.
The trail was not an easy walk. To get down the rugged hill, Wells and I had to hold on to trees. I struggled not to trip or even fall on tree roots.
I need to slide a little bit.
So the dogs kind of came down this trail here.
Yeah.
It's pretty steep.
Yeah, I didn't know the dogs even had a trail down through here until the police dogs followed it all the way to the road.
Will says he overheard authorities say search dogs followed Summer's scent down the trail to the road before losing it. He painted a vivid picture of a kidnapping, telling me a neighbor likely heard Summer scream.
I think whoever grabbed her probably had her mouth covered, and asked her by the time she got down through here somewhere because a neighbor heard a scream, a really funny scream. I think I just carried her to a vehicle and threw her in there and took her somewhere far away from here.
Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson has not publicly commented on specifics of the case until now. I asked Sheriff Lawson about Wells' claims. Did dogs follow Summer's scent down the trail to the main road? The sheriff says yes.
The dogs had a pretty good track for a little while, but then it disappeared. But they lost scent when they come to the road. And sometimes canines, they will lose the scent when it changes to different type of, where they maybe went from the gravel to the pavement.
And did a neighbor hear a scream?
You agree?
No, it's been a couple months ago. I think it was unfounded.
Wells tells me the family home on Ben Hill Road is surrounded by drug dealers and buyers.
You hear all kinds.
Well, the police is agreeing. He didn't say, the police didn't just now say anything about the driveway. He said the pavement.
Surrounding the meth thing. Where they parked in our neighbors caught them parked on a road in our driveway in the middle of the night.
You could argue about it all day long. What do you have to say?
And he's still saying we're still getting verbiage from him and not law enforcement saying.
I know, but he did agree because she just asked him, "Do you agree?" He said, "Yes." It went down the trail. He didn't say the driveway. So, Trucker, what you say about that?
It's misconclusions, but when the research, the searchers of the other bunch on the first day it was searching, that they did have a good strong scent coming down the driveway, and they stated that fact, not the dog trails.
Okay, but guess what? But Trucker, look, this is a recent interview, so you heard what the sheriff said.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so if he wanted to say the driveway, don't you think he would have said it?
Yeah, but Ronnie Lawson's been confusing and overthrowing some evidence.
He been what?
Ronnie Lawson's been overthrowing some evidence, trying to mislead people.
What?
I can't.
What?
I don't know what he's saying. What are you saying? He's doing what?
He's been cross-examining, trying to overthrow evidence. He's trying to cover up something.
And where are you getting that from, child?
It's a little resource that we've been trying to dig into to try to find. But anyway, like I said, that I used to be a dog trainer on this type of deal. You can put somebody's coat on the end of the stick, put your feet in a bag, and you can put any scent anywhere. Okay, you can confuse the dogs on any trail.
This is how I look at it. I wasn't there, and at this point, I mean, is it even going to matter?
No,
because every time you turn around, it's something different. So
all we know is that they got her body out from over there.
Don't know.
That's what we know. We know they somehow they got Summer's body away from there.
That's the sick part of the story, that every fucking time these people talk, it is something different. You just told us that it was planned. You didn't want nobody helping months ago. Remember that? Now you change your well, waiting for the foliage to change. Then the commentary I brought you tonight says, "Oh, if you got any information, if we get any information, then we'll go back out there." So that ain't what you said just a day ago. So which is it? You got information? You don't got information. It's the foliage change. Which is it? Oh my God.
It's a mess.
Yeah, S. Hagen, that's it. All we know is she missing. That's it.
Yeah, it is a mess.
Because that's something I don't like doing. I don't like arguing about who said what, because that's why I like to play the audio back. Instead of arguing with somebody about what somebody said, that's why I went and played it. I said, I could have sworn that man said something about that doctrine.
Another kid that mysteriously disappeared. I mean, are you serious? I mean, you really want the people to believe these children are disappearing? Like you saw her?
He refuted that. He refuted that. He lied about that. Ain't no children missing.
Yeah, and one day we looked it up. Just in Tennessee alone, that we covered 4 pages, and a total of 60 kids just in this year came up missing in Tennessee, from Memphis all the way over to where Queen lives.
Oh my God! I'm just done. I'm just done with this. Oh my God! I looked over here, and then I looked over there, and then she was gone. What? What are you telling me? I freaked out. My kids, you know, those little
I'm so
clothes.
tired of this man. I wish he just shut up, stop talking.
Girl, and do you know those little clothes things your kids used to get used to hide in when you went shopping, you know, those little round clothes, right? You know, your kids. I almost dropped and had a heart attack when I turned around one time and my 4-year-old was not standing behind me. And that moment, you know, it just shows me, I'm looking at them and I'm looking at how I felt when my kid was just in a clothes rack and I didn't see her for 2 seconds. And y'all telling me that you're just so calm about your baby girl who with the, your baby girl.
Shoot, I used to do that when I was a kid, go sneaking in the clothes racks.
Oh, yeah.
Away.
Trucker, what'd you think about the hoax with the laundry? I'm gonna turn my camera off for a minute. What'd you think about the hoax with the for sale sign?
I haven't stayed contact on that side yet, but I did catch wind that the rumors are that they're going to sell the house, but I don't know what.
Yeah, well, I played a source. I believe it was Channel 8 News down there. It says it's not true. The lawyer has spoken. The house is not for sale. They don't know if it's Photoshop or somebody put the sign up on the Laundries property and took it down. They're not for sure, but it is a hoax.
Yeah,
well, they need to sell it.
Anybody can go down there and play a for sale sign and put a false realtor on it and call it.
The laundry basket on there, you put a sign on there. I'll leave it off. Hello.
They need to sell it and go on by their business. They need to sell it and go on.
They ain't know where they gonna go without somebody knowing who they are, because if the Petitos decide to sue them, the news will get wind of where you live, and they'll be right at your front door with news cameras at the new place. It won't matter. You can't be found.
Oh, can I say something? Even though we're not talking about them, can I ask you a question about the case? Can somebody clarify for me if I tell? Okay, so Brian came home when they went to. Okay, tell me, was it 2 different parks that they went to for the picnic, or was it the same one?
You just couldn't resist.
Please, somebody tell me, because here's where I'm confused. They went to the park to have a picnic. The cameras allegedly saw 3 people go in that park and saw 2 people leave. Okay, so is this the park where they found? Is this the park where they found Brian?
I believe they're connecting.
Actually, no. It was
pause. Okay, pause, Outlaw. Okay, so if this is not the park where they found him, so when 2 people came out, how did he get back home to get the Mustang to leave and go to the reservoir, wherever the freaking Bachacuchi, whatever he went to? How did he leave from the park they were having the picnic at if they did not leave with him? How did he get back home to get upset enough to jump in another car and go to another park? Can somebody tell me how he got home? 2 hours away from his house. Did he hitchhike again? I mean, I'm gonna go with that if that's what we're gonna say.
It's possible, or he could have stowed away in the backside of the camper and when he went home.
To leave the park?
Yep.
But why? Can you tell me why, Outlaw? Why did he didn't want them to see him leave the park?
That is a good question, Reese, that we're still trying to figure out.
I'm stuck. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring it up, but that's something I was stuck on last night. And I said, I wish I couldn't get my phone situated to today. But I said, I wish I can ask this question where somebody would understand.
We were discussing, me and Brooks, of Crime Lines and Lies about the car, because I had forgot all about the fact that 3 went in and 2 came back out. I never even focused on that until she mentioned it last night. And then I tried chopping it up myself. So that is a big mystery pertaining to the Mustang, how it was that the Mustang got there. if it's true that they left in the camper. See, this is what I feel. If you don't have no audio video that they went in the camper, like I keep telling people, you got to bring a source.
Yeah, I got a funny feeling.
It's just easy to say, well, they took the camper. Okay, well, you got to have a source because now you got to explain how the fuck the damn Mustang got there.
But we talking about two different parts. Outlaw just told me that they was picnicking.
The point is, how did the Mustang get to the fucking park, period?
To the other park. They said he drove. They said he left. Mad.
Okay, but how did he drive when you thought when she went and picked the car up from and getting a ticket that you thought it was him?
See, I don't know.
Or was it a setup?
How are you gonna mistake him for his mother? It's bullshit.
Yeah. What? How? Just a hypothetical question. Could it have been the mom that could have drove that car out there and planted it? Because he does kind of identical look like his mom if she doesn't.
Oh my God, not you too, Judas. Damn, trunk of damn.
I mean, not really, but I mean, I'm just hypothetical question.
Why? Because she wears baseball caps and she has short hair.
So she drove it out there, Outlaw, and then who picked her up? She waited on the side of the road for Chris to come and get her.
Possibility.
So where is Brian?
Hell, in Toledo, Ohio. That's where he is.
Tired
of talking about that man and that damn.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We can go back to. I'm sorry. We can go back to the.
That's what everybody needs to understand about.
Yeah, but there's a missing part right there that we don't know how Brian got back to the house and to that park.
Everything is elaborate. See, that's what people don't understand.
Yeah.
You're worrying yourself to death about a car, camper, who went in, who on first. It's the same bullshit with this baby. Driveway, pavement, dog trail. You're never gonna know. That's the point of the story.
Yeah, and I said Brian is so. I said that
everything was the way it was. So
he wanted us to be doing this. He wanted us to be doing just this with his sick.
You know, I meant for everything to happen just the way it happened.
Yeah.
Without consent.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, and the sad thing about Summer, it was so many bad things going on up there with those children. And eventually, and it's so sad that sacrifices and things take place.
Don't start that. Don't do that.
I'm telling you.
I don't believe in that.
No, not sacrifices and double sacrifices. I'm saying karma, like things happening bad because of what you're doing and your child. You know what I'm saying? Come up.
They ain't never cared about their kids. So we know that.
I'm saying what I'm trying to say is it's sad that this had to happen in order for at least 2 children to be saved.
But this is what always happens though.
That's so sad.
This happens every day. Summer is one in how many that this happens to every waking day. Because these people have no business having children.
She definitely don't. She definitely does not.
Well, Outlaw, give me your take on what the information. I don't know if you listened to what I played, the 21-minute video of them searching the property, the said properties in Beach Creek. You want to give your 411?
Yeah, I have seen the news that popped up on that, and I did hear the take. It's possible, Queen, that she might be around there.
Mm-hmm.
But my 50-50 saying she was not.
You don't think she's there, around there?
No.
Why?
I still digging some information up. I'm not sure, but I just got that feeling that she wasn't there.
Okay. But I'd like to know why. You know I'm going to ask.
Oh, I know you are. But I'm still working on the blueprints of tying everything together. Then I I don't know if you want me to say his name, but David Dodson is now back in the picture of this.
Who?
What?
David Dodson, the flute player, and
What?
Well, enlighten me. I've got all the time in the world.
Girl, I'm about to go give me something to drink because this is getting interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, Smoker. Well, Reese, you go and get you something to drink and let Outlaw talk to me and tell me what the hell's going on.
Yes, honey.
Because actually,
Okay.
Robin gave some facts that David Dodson was there about 3 or 4 times between 3:30 and the time that they called the law.
Well, where you hear this from Robin?
When CM interviewed Robin there at the church, and she gave some facts that David Dodson was there. Because David Dodson was kind of blown up. Yeah.
Before the child was reported missing. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Okay. Good old Robin. What I told y'all about her and that talking. So when she spoke, give me your honest opinion of her demeanor. Do you believe she was just casually throwing it out that he was there, or throwing him under the bus lightly?
The way how Robin presented herself, it was throwing him under the bus lightly.
Keep trying to tell y'all don't know people. Lord have mercy.
That is one thing that I did pick up on Robin, what she said about David Dodson being up there about 4 or 5 times that day before Summer went missing.
Hey, Shannon.
Yep. And then when David Dodson called her and let her know that Candace was trying to call her because of Summer came up missing, her timeline was right around about 9:15, 9:30 when she was packing up stuff at the church. Then she headed out there, and the law wouldn't let her up there. And then David Dodson was already up there. And then when the law said okay to go down there and get her, then David Dodson went down and got Robin to bring her back up. But somehow or some way that the law was allowing David Dodson to go up and down that hill free roam without even getting stopped by the law.
Well, but he had to have gotten permission. So we already know he ain't just roaming around. Somebody had to say he all right, he cool. Okay.
And they had to be coming back from Don and Candace.
Exactly. Reese, what are we saying? I ain't saying nothing. That trucker talking. Queen listening. I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. Look at me. Okay, me say rumor.
All we're trying to do is just trying to find the key facts of what they're trying to give. And that's one of them that they did give.
Well, I'm going to ask you this, trucker. Where is she dumped? If you don't think she's around there, well, where is she?
Good question. That's what we're trying to find out. There's a lot of missing gaps, missing
Who
puzzles.
is we? Look, who is we?
I got 2 of them are working on it in the background as well.
Lord, I don't know what I'm going to do with you. Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of possibilities that just not come open, how she could have gone, but we just can't get it tied down.
I just refuse to believe somebody came up there. That's just me personally.
No,
because I like I said, I work the roads. I'm doing courier work. I speak from experience. Hell no.
Yeah, that is true. I will agree with you on that. There was nobody.
I drive back roads every day. I'm telling you, ain't nobody just driving up nobody drive.
Nope.
And all the times I've drove, I didn't see people sitting at the driveway, posted in the driveway, sitting on the side of the road, car posted up. Not even a car broke down back on the back roads. Let me say that. I went to do whatever I went to do. They knew I was coming. I didn't just show the fuck up. Knew
Unless
I
you
was
was
coming.
invited.
They knew I was coming.
Or out there for a joyride. Just sightseeing the country.
Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with that. But that's the point.
Nope.
You ain't posted up sitting on the side of the road looking and lurking. And I ain't saying ain't nobody never done it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying ain't nobody went up there stalking looking for no little girl. That's all I'm saying. Ain't nobody went back up in there looking for no kid. Because I can speak from experience of driving on the back roads. Them folks, I ain't passed one car even broke down on the side of the road. Or parked just sitting there. Without a person in it or a person in it.
And I like traveling the back roads. And I don't hardly see anybody broke down or what. They do sightsee because of the Christmas trees and whatnot. Or they've been invited to the house.
Tasha, let me talk to somebody in the chat. Tasha, what is your problem? Okay? What is your problem? This is a copacetic live. A copacetic live. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you got going on, but this is a copacetic live. Okay? See, this is why people want to try to peg me like they know who I am. Don't none of you know me. And you've been mumbling in this chat on stuff. I don't even know what you're talking about. I want it to stop. Damn.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, do you ever get my email?
You know, Queen don't do no emails.
Well, I know you don't, but
When I last messaged you about that, you didn't never respond.
oh, I didn't.
You didn't never respond.
Oh, I didn't get no notification on that.
I sent a note. I put a note back in the where you had commented.
Oh.
So you didn't never say nothing. So I was like, well, I don't know. Well, when did you send? Because I ain't never dropped no email, so you couldn't email because I ain't never dropped one.
I got my email.
Right. Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I was looking for it up on the thing, and I don't remember seeing the email on the channel because I went looking and I said, "Well, where is it?" Can you notify me on IG?
Well, right now I'm just putting it in here in the back stage here in the private.
No, but I'm saying, but can you got IG? You got the app, the IG?
I don't do Instagram.
Okay, then I don't do the email. So now what we're gonna do? That damn outlaw! I swear. Okay, hold on, y'all. Let me go here and see what he's talking about. Okay. All right, sir. Let me put that down. Ooh, I have more problems, I tell you. Wait a minute, you guys. Okay. Hope I can get out this thing. Okay. Thank you all. Oh, did it? Okay. I got you. I got what you wanted. Come back up if you want to come back up, baby. I didn't know what you was. I said, why you fall off? Hit the link if you want to give your opinion pertaining to the Laundries and the fake hoax about them selling their house and the case of Summer Wells. Day 2 of a search. So far, nothing. Nezuko Love. Hello?
Yes.
Where are you calling
Hello,
from?
can you hear me?
Yeah, but where are you calling from?
The United States.
Where are you calling from?
Ohio.
Well, why you scared to say Ohio?
Because I don't like no one knowing where I live.
But I'm not asking, sweetheart. I didn't ask you the city. I didn't ask you the street. I didn't ask for the address. I just said, where are you calling from? You could say Chicago, New York. Don't nobody know where you at in New York or Chicago.
Okay. Ohio.
Okay. Yes. What do you have to say,
Yeah.
dear?
I was just wondering, you said that you had said nobody is just waiting. And you're right. Nobody up in the hills is just waiting to get a child, right? So is it possible an accident happened and she was carried or walked down the trail to meet somebody?
Why would she be walking down the trail?
Well, they said many times she would play and all that stuff, but then they said she
They
wouldn't
said
just
she would
wander
never
off.
leave the property. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Could somebody have carried her down there or walked her down there to meet somebody?
Of course.
That's what I was wondering. Like an accident happened or something up on the property. And that's just a theory. I mean, I don't know for sure, but.
Well, I'm going to ask you this. What do you think happened?
I think there was an accident on the property because Candace wasn't watching her.
What happened?
I think she was run over by a car.
And who ran her over?
You know, and then, well, there's another thing I've noticed. I don't see those dirt bikes around.
Who ran her over?
Can I say the name?
Listen, I'm asking you questions because you're giving your opinion, sweetheart. Who ran her over?
Hunter.
And why would Hunter run her over?
By accident. Like
Hunter wasn't there, so how
maybe
could he ran her over?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I'm just asking you questions. Why would Hunter be there?
Well, I had heard, and I've been watching, a lot of people have been saying she went back and got him or didn't take him home when they said.
Mm-hmm. But see, you're listening to gossip. You don't have no verification that Hunter went back to that house. And that's the thing I tried to tell people in my chat is that if you don't have a source of anything, everything is he said, she said, such as this storyline of somebody abducting Summer. It's he said, she said. There's no verification of anything. There's no, even law enforcement has to this day not verified the smoke shop, the grocery store, the pharmacy, the hospital, the park, nothing. So you're going off the word of Candace via Donald Wells. The grandmother hasn't spoken about nothing. H gave his version of what happened. But in the end, it is he said, she said.
Right. I'm trying to figure it out. That's all.
Well, I don't think. But I'm just saying, from my understanding, she dropped the little boy off. So where are you all getting that he drove a car and ran her over? I heard that rumor months ago. But Candy didn't tell you that H was behind the wheel of her car. She let him get behind the wheel of her car. So why would you all think that H ran over the child? I'm just saying. Why would you think that? No, I'm just asking.
Well, my opinion, she gave him alcohol that day. She said that to the police.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it Chris McDonough? Somebody like that. She said it herself. Or he said it.
He said
she gave him a twisted tea.
She's not going to admit as an adult that she gave a child alcohol.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, I don't know. I just know them parents had something to do with it. I do know that. I feel that with everything in me. There's just too many stories, and there's too many pranks on the internet. I mean, to YouTube and everything. I mean, they're making themselves look guilty.
Okay.
So, in my opinion, they know something. Somebody knows something.
Well, you're saying what? The child made it back to the house?
I hope they find her.
Well, let me ask you something. You saying the child made it back to the house?
I don't know if she was already gone, if you know what I mean. I don't like saying that word, but in the back of that car, I don't know. To me, she doesn't look alive.
Okay. Did Summer make it back to the house? That's all I'm asking you.
I'm not sure.
Well, see, this is what makes no sense.
No, I don't think so.
You say he hit
the boys. I don't understand.
You say he hit the child in the driveway. How can I hit her without her being there?
Right. So I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out like everybody else.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I'm a very analytical person. So when you all come up here and give your analogies of what you think happened, I'm going to ask you questions. I'm going to ask you why you think a certain way. I have that right. So you thought
yes, you do.
He hit her, okay? So how can he hit her without her being there?
I don't know.
And not only that, we found out Hunter won't touch any vehicles without permission and all that. So,
and how you know that? And how you know that? Look, I'm about to call you Hunter Trucker. How you know that?
It's just how he acted and all that. I don't think that he was ready to get behind that wheel yet.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't see how he acted. I just.
Well, my understanding, the people who I was talking to, who was affiliated with the case, said she never made it to Ben Hill Road.
That theory is possible.
Yeah, I believe. I don't believe she ever made it there.
I've been leading to that fact too.
That's my opinion. Because see, this is what you got to understand about planning a murder, crime. I got to do everything I can to make it look like this, and this. And you got to go back to the beginning of the story. If H told you in the interview he ain't been around this woman and talked to her, why is she texting him early in the morning, picking him up, riding him around, giving him paraphernalia, breaking the law with a child? For what reason? See,
To fill in a narrative.
everything's at the beginning of the story.
To fill in her morning.
Because I'm already getting ready to do something I ain't got no business doing.
Yeah.
See, you got to think about the beginning of the story. If I'm to believe that Hunter has had no contact with Candace for months, the mother is not friends with her any longer, why on that day, June 15th, she would go pick up a child to hang with an itty bitty spider? For what reason? I ain't been talking to you allegedly. So on this day, I'm going to wake up out my slumber to go pick you up, to ride around, play in the water, blah, 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 pick up my mama. Mm-mm. Hell no. Yes, Nice, Alabama. It makes logical sense. Because if we get any confirmation that these people have not been talking, hanging around, you cannot logically explain picking up a minor child with a person who you are not friends with no longer. You had no reason to pick up boy H. Because it doesn't make logical sense. You're an adult hanging with somebody you're old enough to be their mother. You're also bringing him along to hang with a girl child who is much younger when you have boys only a few years younger than him at your house alone. Make it make sense.
What doesn't make sense to me, and this never did make sense, when they said that, or it was Hunter that said it, and even Candace said it, that when Dawn called and said there was a predator around their house, why didn't she go home? Her boys were there. That's what didn't make sense to me. I would have been on my way home, like now.
But you got to remember one thing. Dawn is saying that to somebody else.
Yeah.
Or was it a made up deal that looked like it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
See, everything has been theatrics pertaining to June 15th. It's obvious. Too many irons in the fire. You have never heard this many versions unless it was a lie.
Here's another question. Has anyone been able to confirm whether she actually took her mom to the hospital that day? You know what I'm saying?
Nothing has been confirmed in my book.
No, nothing's confirmed on that either. But here's the thing I'm going to put out, guys. You
go ahead.
Go all the way at the beginning, their very first script of their testimony to now, and you'll find 8 different scripts that they changed and did not stay to the facts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah. Door open, door closed. Don't know if it's locked, was locked, unlocked, locked in. Which is it? Now I just played your audio. Oh, I had to get on them about locking the door, blah, blah, blah. But they can't tell it. They locked in.
I love you. I'm going to drop down. You're funny. I do love you, though. I like your questions.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you.
Happy holidays, dear.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye. You know how the queen rock. I'm going to bring it to you.
Yep.
I ain't got to make up nothing about Summer Wells. I'm going by what you said. And what you said. And what you said. Version for version for version. You keep changing the narrative. You ain't got to change it if it's the truth. It happened like this, this, and this in the story. Did you get your little package? Outlaw?
Huh?
Did you get your little package?
Not yet.
Okay, well, Don't worry about it.
What?
Don't say it on the live. So
Did it go through email or what?
Anyway,
Never mind. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to keep changing the narrative. It either is this or it's that. In the subject. You don't have to keep changing things. I'm sick of these people. I'm sick of talking about them. They're dead weight to me. That's why I know they did something to the little girl. I ain't got to have no picture, photograph, audio, video, dash cam. It's obvious.
Agree. All the proof lays right out there that they did do something.
You just go on and on and on. You didn't fight for the little girl. You didn't plead for the little girl. You didn't rally for the little girl. You ain't been out here handing out flyers, different things in the beginning. You didn't do shit you're supposed to do when your child goes missing. So I don't need nothing else. I'm going by how you behaving. Now, some can judge, well, everybody acts different in a tragic situation, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. But this is the message you sending to the world. You don't give a fuck about your kid. So that's on you. That's on you. You showing the world you don't give a fuck about your kid. So you can't get mad at me because I come up here and tell the world, hey, Pookie, Don, don't give a damn about his kid. I'm going by what the hell you showing me. You change the version. Change the version. You done add a car, a tractor trailer, limousine, helicopter. Yet you pass a lie detector test, and I just played y'all audio from Mr. Lawson. Ain't nobody removed as a suspect. So how the hell you pass a polygraph? Huh? You ain't pass shit.
And not only that, the families are not pleading to the news media to bring my kid home and all that and try to set up a hotline to try to figure out where it's at. All they do is just sit back and say, don't know where my kid went. I had to bring that one in.
I think Spider-Man came and took my baby away.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't thought of that one yet.
Don't care. You ain't never cared. And that's what you just need to finally say to the world. I ain't never cared about Summer Wells. I ain't never cared about my boys. I ain't never cared about my other kids I had with my wife, Candy. I ain't never cared about my other children. I chose Ding Dong over my babies. You sit up here and let somebody beat you to sleep and not care about your children? Your children were obsolete to you? You could have left him. There's always help for women with children. Let me make that clear. Everybody knows that. You chose Ding Dong over your babies. You weren't incarcerated, going to jail, mentally ill, couldn't feed your kids financially, whatever. Those are reasons to place your children in foster care with somebody else. There's nothing fucking wrong with you. Then you steady keep having kids. You're gonna place your kids up for to the state, and then years later hook up with this old ass fucking man and make more fucking kids for them to get taken from the state because one of your kids is missing. That 9 times out of 10, you and that husband got missing.
I got a question for you, Queen.
Yeah.
When you got two parents and you got jealousy overruling your life, and Don is so jealous of a lot of things, and then Candace comes in with jealousy of how Summer gets stuck to Don. When you put those two together, what do you get?
So what are you saying? You believe she's jealous of her child?
Yep.
And why you say that, Trucker?
Well, when you get two parents are real jealousy over each other and of what was going on and how they fight, and they just kind of push the kid to the side, and it's like, okay, and you put that and boy, and you mix it up, you're gonna create a monster out of that deal.
Let me address somebody in the chat. We don't have any proof of sexual assault with Ronnie Lawson or David Dawson with Summer.
No.
Be very careful what you say in the chat, because we still don't have proof that the father or mother sexually assaulted the child or children. So you
No
saying
proof on that yet.
Candy was jealous of her baby? That's what you're saying?
Yeah. Don't know why, but it does show how she does act.
You know how I do. Tell me why.
I know, but of all the times that she stated that Summer always liked to go and sleep with him at night and all that.
If you're neglecting me, of course I'm gonna sleep with my daddy. I'm gonna be around whoever I think I can get some love and attention from.
That's right. Nothing wrong with that.
That's right. Nothing wrong with that. He's her father. My mother ain't showing me no love. My mother's not attentive to me. My mother is not bonding with me. Summer was supposed to bond with Don Wells, whether I like this man or not. He was her father. He was her father.
There's a lot of possible theories.
Sick. It's very sick. Hit the link if you want to give your opinion. I'm 2 hours in. Mercy, man. Very sad. Oh my God. It's like you can't.
It is.
You can't make this stuff up.
No. Especially the way it shows out there on the piece of paper. Thank the Lord, almost in my spot.
I hope it does come out of the wash. Say what, Reese? She scared me. Laugh out loud. Who you talking about? Reese, who are you talking about, honey? Well, we'll see. The one thing about it is she will not be found whole. I think we all know that.
Oh, the time frame and all that, yeah. It's
She won't
too
be
far.
found. She won't be found whole. They did something to that little girl.
I'm with you on that one. But
Yeah.
I'm just...
They did something to Summer Wells, and they have been doing their damnedest to ignore, deflect,
cover up
what happened to Summer. And it's obvious. There's no way you could be sane enough to sit here and think these people are not behind the disappearance of Summer Wells. They got that girl gone, man. You keep changing versions every fucking interview. Every time you go talk to somebody, you did something to that little girl. And my thing is, what did she do to you? She's a child. Why? Let me address this to Candy and Don both. This is coming directly from the Queen. What did Summer Wells do to you? You chose to get rid of her versus those other 3 kids. Why? You want to keep your boys. Why? What was it about Summer that she had to be eliminated. Yes, she was beautiful.
And as a child, she didn't have no strength to fight back or anything to do anything in life to try to survive. And they just had to hurt.
Beautiful. So, Candy, I could see how you'd have a problem with Summer Wells. She was youthful, beautiful, flawless.
Free spirited, no fear in her. And she would love to talk to anybody.
Yeah, she was a child. And I think back to the stuff that Robin said about her being, non-talkative. That leads me to believe there was something going on with Summer Wells. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
That she probably had some disability. And that would come from gene pool and God knows what else with these parents.
Well, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What happens if when she was pregnant with Summer and she was on drugs and alcohol and all this other stuff?
Well, see, that's my point. It's no telling what went on with her when she carried her to lead to this child probably having some developmental issues and the other boys as well. So that's probably why Summer didn't talk much. There was something wrong with Summer Wells. I think we all know that.
And it does show
something wrong with her. What's up, Miss Broomer?
Huh? No, that was a sigh. This is just so. All right, what was the first part?
Y'all show making up a lot of stuff about what happened to Summer Wells. I don't know where y'all get all this stuff from.
After a while, it's not even used to. If we don't know, it's not even.
We don't know what happened to Summer Wells.
There's 100 theories out there. So why hurt your
1,001.
brain? Why hurt your brain to try to think of 101? It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out.
I know this much. Her parents didn't give a damn about her. That's all I need to know.
Exactly. And we know that they're the ones that
you show me you do not care about your child. You ain't worried about her. You ain't concerned about her. You weren't concerned about her day one when the Amber Alert went out. You talking with cotton balls in your mouth. You were not concerned about her or your other boy children.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And I kind of agree with Outlaw on one perspective when he was saying how Candace felt about Summer. As far as how she felt about her, cut her hair off so she's like a boy. To make her look less pretty. But
because she was pretty.
Exactly. But cutting her hair off did not change that with her.
Hello, Wiggle.
That didn't change anything.
It was never gonna change nothing.
Right. But when you have if you have a mother that looks like a bloated madam because of all the stuff that she's been going through in her life, and you produce such a beautiful child. I mean, I don't know what she was thinking. She produced such a beautiful child that,
And she probably looked at her every day.
Yeah.
Look at her. She's getting older. She's getting prettier. Yep. Hell no. I got to cut this half of hair off.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's like she wanted. I mean, if you think about it, you're a little girl. You want your hair to be flowing. The little girls don't want to walk around with bald heads. They say, "Oh, can you cut my head off so I can look like what, her?" No, like the boys. No, I can't. No, because no. Mm-mm. All that stuff, and all that stuff. Don talking, the distractions. They're gonna find her. I think they're gonna find. They're gonna find her. I mean, I don't know. I have to look up what somebody said earlier in the chat. I mean, like you said, I can't go by what somebody said, but somebody said they found something in cement. I have to look that one up before I repeat that.
Anyway,
I know that, but I had to mention it. Yeah. But my thing is, they're gonna find out. It's gonna come out. I think it's gonna come out. I think it's gonna come out soon. The bad thing about it, the way our society is, um, you can't just go arresting people because they're dumb. There'd be a whole lot of jails overflow. I mean, well, jails are overflowing now, but I just still don't understand why they don't bring them back for questioning, separate their butts.
well, see, you don't know that they ain't been questioned. I keep tell everybody that.
That's true too.
You say that a lot, but you really don't know who they've talked to. He's already said they are cooperating.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too.
But you got to remember something. Don and Candace are not going to ever tell you what is being said to them when they're being called in to interrogate them.
That's true, because
you think they call them down to talk? That's one thing you've never heard from those two. Oh yeah, yesterday they called us in to talk to us again. I keep trying to tell y'all stay warm.
That's true, because they especially
never gonna tell you they called me in to talk. They ain't gonna tell you that.
Right.
He tells you everything but the stuff that's important.
Because he worries about how people look at him. That's what it is. How do we look in the face of? We got to make sure we look okay, even though you're looking kind of bad. But
in the chat, allegedly says Ellie needs to at least charge them with felony neglect at bare minimum. Yes, that's why things need to change.
Exactly.
You want to bring them in, charge them with neglect of their children. Stop just taking the children and letting them get a free pass to walk around.
Thank you.
That ain't enough to me. Okay, you took their children. Okay, well, charge these people. Stop just taking the children and placing them in foster care with the next relative. Take them to court and charge them accordingly.
Right. And that they have evidence of.
Because that's why we're back in the same situation as far as Summer Gone and these other kids missing. They had kids before that they got took from them. You didn't throw them in jail then in that state. Now you're in a whole other state with the same scenario and you walking free.
And years have passed and laws have been adopted, and you still like this many years later? No, they should. They have evidence for it. The state should take them in and press charges against them.
That's the thing that don't make no sense with the state. Stop just taking the children. Make these people stand account. Hold them accountable.
Yeah.
Prosecute their ass. Shit. What's up, trucker?
Not much. Yeah, you're right. We need to start holding the.
Yeah, you just take the children. That's it.
Right. For them to have more.
The officers like family services.
That's what they did.
We need to start holding them accountability of not doing their jobs properly.
But that's what's going on. You take the children, just like that shit that went on out in Texas. You're gonna go in the house, find a dead kid, been laying up in there a year. Take the children out, but let the mom and the boyfriend go, and then arrest them the next day. That
exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand. I'm totally confused.
Excuse my man. I'm eating. I'm snacking.
No, it's okay. But it's a shame. And like I said, the thing that gets
me need to do this, and this. You need to do what? You ain't making no sense. I just found a dead kid that's been marinating in the house for a year. You're gonna let the parent? You don't even take them to jail,
right? Well, we gotta make sure.
Because in the end, it don't matter if you killed the child or not. That's the purpose of an autopsy. Well, you got the autopsy, and the autopsy comes back after the child was beat to sleep.
But the thing about it is, like you said, it was neglect that got him in that way. That's what it should be.
Or starved to death.
Neglect. They should have been arrested. Just for that. Baseline neglect. Everything else piles on top. That's why I don't understand. Look at that place.
Well, what I want to know is this, with this case, why were the children removed? Because see, like everybody's saying, Don's doing all the talking. Law enforcement, DHS ain't telling us nothing. Why did you take the children? I don't believe it's just because he got crunk one weekend and got drunk. No, tell me the truth.
Yeah.
What did you? Why? Because you didn't have no business leaving the kids there after you went there when Summer was missing. You
Right.
should have removed the children that same damn night.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it was, you know, they claim they short staff everywhere across the United States. Social services. So we didn't have a worker
Yeah,
to go out there.
but in CPS's cases, they could have made this high priority and made the other ones. It depends on the case that they were working, what the low
Right,
priority.
because all that stuff about we got to fix this, and this, that was messed up the night Summer went missing.
Yep.
So when you walked in there, you supposed to say, hey, we need to call DHS.
Mm-hmm.
This house is not fit for children or an adult.
But ain't that what police usually do when they walk in the
Bullshit.
crack?
Bullshit.
When they walk into something that looks like that?
I don't want to hear all that mess a month or so later. Oh, people was threatening us and it's the children in a better place, and he was downplaying it then.
Yep.
Oh, they're in a better place to be with us. People were threatening us. Don Wells, that ain't the reason they took your damn
Thank
kids.
you.
Somebody was threatening you.
Thank you.
People were threatening you, obviously, shortly after the child went missing. People with social media making up their own opinions. The state still let your fucking kids stay with you.
Mm-hmm.
Law enforcement let your kids stay with you. 6 weeks later, they ain't thought that somebody could have harmed your damn kids. Harm you. What, nobody gonna harm your damn kids?
Mm-mm. Nope.
And let's just do a hypothetical question on this. Let's go back about 2-3 years. How many reports did the school and all the other parents and the kids' parents reported this to the family services, and they did nothing for these kids?
And that could be true, Trucker, because we have no verification
Right.
of what the state was doing beforehand, or if they were ever involved
Mm-hmm.
in the allegations against Candace and Donald Wells.
Yep. You're
That's
right.
just coming from Allie. I call, Pookie call, but did the state follow through?
Mm-hmm. Because they don't. Yeah. Because a lot of times they don't. And like I said, the first thing they say is, "We short staff. We working as best we can." And stuff like this happens.
Yep, happens every day.
Yep.
Well, if the kids had licensed scabies, they had licensed scabies on the 15th. I'll wait. Can't run nothing by the queen.
Yeah, and if they showed up at school,
that's
with
not
that
a good
stuff,
enough reason. I'm not getting ready to believe that shit about no scabies and no lice, because that means the kids had them June 15th. Why didn't you take the kids June 15th? Stay woke.
And not only that, the school nurse would have found them, and they would have had to report them back home.
What the fuck does it mean 6 weeks later for scabies and lice?
Nothing. And you're right, Trucker, because the school nurse.
And that still ain't been verified about that either. That's somebody uploaded material to a YouTube channel. Bring me a receipt.
Yeah, because the nurse would have. The nurse
I
would
want to see it in ink, verified with the seal of state of Tennessee on it.
The nurse would have called CPS themselves.
Yeah, see, the nurse, the medical staff there at the schools would actually take safety and would have quarantined them.
Yeah, they would have called. Believe me, they would.
But this was summer, so remember, this is over with. School ain't in June 15th. So there ain't nobody to call about no school, no nothing.
That's true. That's true too. That's true.
See, this is the point of this story. It's like most stories. You only know what somebody has told you.
Yep.
You don't have no verification
of nothing.
Fucking thing pertaining to June 15th. Who said what, who did what, who went where. You have no verification of CPS ever being involved in the Wells business. You have nothing, because those entities have yet to come forward to say, yes, this is true, that ain't true.
Or how it happened, when it happened.
Yeah, because it didn't have to happen that day.
DHS, FBI pertaining to child allegations of abuse, sexual assault, I'm not riding with it. Come bring me a receipt.
Mm-hmm.
Who said what? Touch what? Beat what? That's how I work.
Or
I don't pass some rumors on my channel. Bring me a damn receipt.
Yeah, because we don't know what the day or the hour it happened.
We don't know nothing.
Not a thing.
yeah, because we weren't there to watch these kids or
That's the point.
and all that. So how
You
can
don't
we
know who was at
actually?
the house, who visited who passed to this person. You don't know nothing. Dog trail, driveway, sold, unsold. You have no idea nothing about June 15th because you don't know Donald and Candy.
Right.
You don't know who they talked to. You really have no idea who the fuck we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because she made a lot of dressing changes. Because one minute she got this on, then she got that on, then she put that
You
on.
you don't even know anything about Donald and Candy Wells. The only thing you know about these people is what they have played out in the past 5 months via social media. Other than that, we know nothing about June 15th. Period.
Nope.
It's just all on hearsay right now.
Yeah, it's
nothing
all,
more.
That's it.
And frankly, I'm tired of hearing it. Because I don't want to hear no more stories about these kids. These kids, them, because I'm that type of person. How much speculating can you do? That's really all we do with every case we talk about. Who said what? Who did what? Who killed what? Who went over here? Jumped in the van, helicopter, airplane. You don't know nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm. Yep.
You're welcome, love. I'm just over it. That's why I want to end to it, because I'm sick of all the gossip and the made up stories and the innuendos pertaining to Summer. I want to end to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just nothing but he said, she said. And it gets old.
Right. She's talking about a child.
Exactly.
A child.
She didn't ask to come here. Her brothers didn't ask to come here. They did not choose Donald and Candy Wells as their parents.
Right. Right.
And this bullshit going back and forth, it's old.
Yeah.
Who said what? Didn't do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, pretty K. Unless I see receipts. Exactly.
Yep. All we know for sure is somebody's missing. That's it.
Yeah, that's all we know. We don't know nothing. You going by posts, Facebook posts, TikTok posts. I tell people all the time, don't start getting addicted to that bullshit you see on TikTok, Facebook. That don't mean nothing.
Right.
About somebody posting no picture, no video. If it ain't live like this live I'm doing right now, oh, you can say, well, Big Angela's going live on YouTube right now. But other than that, me posting something to TikTok, Facebook, you don't know when I took that damn picture.
Yep. You're right.
You don't know when I uploaded the video.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. You don't know.
Yep. That's true.
And sadly, unfortunately, there will be another Summer Wells.
Oh, yes. Yep.
There will always be another Summer Wells. Because we have trifling people procreating and attempting to rear children when they have no business having babies.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Thank you, darling.
She already proved herself to be a horrific mother with the first set.
Yes. I would have never had more children after that. Why? Just stop. Stop breeding babies. You're breeding. You're not even giving birth. You're not rearing. You're breeding. You're an animal. Because you don't have what it takes. And everybody's not cut out to be a parent. There's nothing wrong with it. But stop having fucking kids.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then go all on Dr. Phil with all that talking crazy, snatching off microphones, and oh, they doing this to me, they threatening me, oh, they making me feel uncomfortable. Oh, you put yourself in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about this, because don't nobody acknowledge this. I just brought you confirmation that Donna Wells was at work while Candy was running around the fucking East Tennessee with a fucking 15-year-old kid. Well, you left your boys unattended.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You weren't concerned about them if they're the golden ones. What about the boys left alone in Hollerville?
Mm.
Somebody waited all day to take a little girl that was with you all day, but they didn't think to take your boys. Miss me with that bullshit.
But they only took her.
You were going all day with her, and them boys were left there from morning till afternoon when you returned. But I'm going to sit and wait to take a little girl that looks like a boy.
Yep.
Stay woke.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are not paying attention. Summer looked like a boy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
Why
that
would
day,
I want a boy dressed in a dress?
and that day they did dress her up like a boy's clothes.
Y'all missing it, man. You ain't paying attention. If a random person was stalking that house, Summer looked like a boy.
Mm-hmm. I think they took the youngest boy.
That's why I know nobody went there.
No.
Take somewhere else.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Hey, Buster, thank you. See, that's why I tell you all to pay attention to what's been told to you.
Mm-hmm.
Stop listening to all that he said, she said shit. Pay attention to the details.
And read between the lines.
Summer hair was buzzed down like a boy. If a random person was stalking this family, what made you think they thought that was a fucking girl?
Right.
Boys were in there unattended for hours.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I only wait till she shows up with a fucking girl that looks like a boy to take her? You're not paying attention.
And what they did, if you match the middle one to Summer, they're almost identical.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's obvious. It's orchestrated. That's why TBI said we had to update the photos of Summer Wells because this is not how she looked at the time of her disappearance. We just found out her hair was cropped low.
Mm-hmm.
She does not have a bob length hairdo.
Right.
So why would you show her in a red hair bow and red dress when that is not how she looked when she allegedly got kidnapped?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You knew how Summer Wells looked because that's your kid.
Right.
So you're doing the same bullshit they did out there in fucking California with the Cal City boys. I'll show you what I want to show you because I'm a deceiver.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a liar. I got these kids gone. I did that. To this day, we've never heard that Jacqueline and Trezelle ever showed new or old pictures of those boys.
Right. You're right.
So it's the same bullshit right down here in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
I showed you what I wanted to show you. That ain't how my baby looked.
in that picture, it looks like she was between 3.5 to 4.5 years old.
Yes.
And she's
Possibly
always taking
younger.
pictures.
Possibly younger, hair a little bit longer, not how Summer looked when she left here, wherever here is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All of a sudden, they don't have any recent pictures. Yeah.
Why are you going to show me a picture of a little girl younger with hair when she didn't have hair? It's not how she's going to look if I see her on the street. She's not going to have chin length hair. Her hair was cropped short. She had a buzz cut. Then you show me a picture of a buzz cut. And even if I'm to believe they cut her hair because of lice, cooties, it's still disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
You're so trifling and nasty. You can't keep your house clean and wash fucking clothes. Keep your kids from having cooties and lice. What the fuck is wrong with you two? Nasty mattresses up to the door. Refrigerators as plague houses.
That's why
it wouldn't shock me none if Summer did wander off. Hell, if I was Summer, I'd wandered off too.
And look at the basement walls on the floorboards of the floor and the wall. It was covered in mold.
You see, that's what I'm saying. They need to be arrested on that sheer neglect. But now,
this is insane to me. Cooties and lice comes from filth. You told the world if it's true, you're nasty.
Yep.
You won't clean up. You won't bathe. You won't take your kids to the dentist. You won't comb their hair, wash their hair, bathe them. That's what you told the world if that is indeed true. You two are two nasty ass MFs down there in that holler, raise kids and have them living in filth. No sheets, no decent comforter, sheets on their bed, covers on their bed, running water, bathtub, shower. You didn't give a fuck. And you've never given a fuck. But you can go to YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook.
And play it off like nothing happened.
Exactly.
Like nothing happened. I'm done with this. I can't do this.
Yeah.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
But I just hope within this week that they find something to blow this case wide open.
Yeah, because I'm over this.
Yeah.
It's going round and round and round and round. We're already in the month of December, Christmas time for those who celebrate the holiday. And this is also the month that Cal City, those boys were reported missing. We have no inkling that they were even in Cal City or actually missing on that said date.
Right.
And it's just like Summer's case, very little to go off of to find out how, when, how it happened, and when did they go missing.
That's it. Because we got a feeling they never made it to Cal City, and they probably were missing long before those parents moved to Cal City.
Yep.
Because if you don't have people paying attention to details, they're not people involved with the children's lives, you'll never know the truth. That's why the children are missing, because nobody was paying a damn attention.
Right.
You know, you're talking about they lived in a regular city and they got two boys gone. This is back in the holler where ain't nobody can eyewitness nothing. She's gone. So it just goes to show you can get missing even in our view of people.
Good theory you brought up there, Queen. Can I demonstrate something?
Go ahead.
Like back in the days when we was growing up, we can always go to somebody's grandma's house and go check on them, and they had the front doors, and
Mm-hmm.
we can walk in and all that. But until about mid '80s, early '90s, and all of a sudden, whoop, everything stopped, and all the doors are locked, and we can't even do that now.
So that, to me, Cal City is a prime example of how you can get kids gone right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can sit and tell me one was looking out the window, didn't come out to play, blah, 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 how the father looked, mama looked, but you can't tell me where the fuck them two kids are.
Mm-hmm.
Now, fast forward, Tennessee, back in the middle of nowhere, where you ain't got no eyes on nothing. A little girl goes missing, but yet she was running around with her mama all day and some 15-year-old boy and her grandmama. But then when she finally comes home, she goes missing, yet the children were left alone on the same compound, but they all right.
Mm-hmm.
And supposedly she didn't have no shoes on once she was out there running around.
Now, where you get that from?
Well, I mean, I'm just doing it as a hypothetical theory, though. I know when I was younger, I used to run around in the yard with no shoes on.
Summer ain't made it to that house. I doubt it.
And that's why Grandis won't stay around.
Huh?
That's why Grandis won't stay around.
A reminder.
Yep.
Good point.
And she's a key factor.
Very good point. Grandis won't stick around because that compound is a reminder of what happened to Summer Wells.
Yep.
Very good point. I know they did something to Summer, and I can no longer sit here and watch. But allegedly, you all say she's back.
And sit here and watch all the battle, and one side's got one arm, and the other side's got the other arm, and claim it as an army, and the battle of it, all they're doing is just tearing this little girl apart and not sticking up for what she was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's getting sickening, actually.
Very shameful. And I feel sorry for her brothers, because this is what they were subjected to.
Yeah. Yep. Just think of so many other kids that are subjected to things that are similar, and we'll never know.
Let me tell you something. After what went down in Houston, Texas, I don't trust nobody.
Yeah.
My tummy turned on that one after I found
that was
out.
horrible.
You can't logically explain that. And I did make a promise to the chat that I would bring you all a story similar to what happened in Houston, Texas, because I found this story out of, I believe it was Maryland or Washington, D.C., where a mother did the same to her children. Okay.
I heard about that.
And it's just unbelievable, because I said, I don't believe nobody else has ever done this. And it was shortly after Houston, this story, I found it in the YouTube queue. Because it's a cop spinning the story. He has a YouTube channel, and he worked the case. I think it's called Cop Stories. And I was stunned when I found it a couple weeks ago. Because I did not want to accept that I would ever hear a story similar to Houston, Texas. And to hear what she did to her daughters in that apartment, to leave all her babies lying dead, and she stayed up in there living with them, I was floored. So it has happened again. And that was before Houston, Texas. This is terrible. These people don't have no business having no babies, man. And I think it's time you make them stand account, you make them go to jail, and you also cut out their body parts to where they can no longer produce a child or give birth. Everything needs to be surgically removed. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Cut all your girly parts out and cut all your boy parts out. It's a wrap. Because you don't have no business procreating. And on that note, I'm going to check out of here.
All right.
Thank you all so
Good
much.
night.
Thank you. Thank you, Trucker.
Yeah, good night.
I'll be in contact. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you
All
all
right.
so
Good
much.
night. Good
Okay,
night.
good night. Y'all be safe. Okay. All right, everybody. This is Everyday Shenanigans. This live is pertaining to the shenanigans going on down in Florida. There were rumors that the Laundries had put their house up for sale, but I brought you a source saying that was not true. The second part of this live is pertaining to the second day search of Summer Wells. I don't have any new information pertaining to the search. I played you what I could find in the queue and through Google search. Feel free to go back to the beginning of this video. Good night, Shannon. Thank you. Go back in the beginning of this video to get all the sources of information. Everything I played, I have on my community page. You can verify it for yourself. WJHL is one source, and also WVLT Local News 8 here in my region for the said information. Watch the beginning of this live so you can see everything that was done in Rogersville, the search for Summer Wells, what they found, didn't find, commentary by Donald Wells, what he believes happened to his said child, and that's the gist of the story. I do not know what happened to Summer Wells, but I do believe those bio donors are complicit. Good night, Miss Broomer. And that's enough for me. I can no longer bicker back and forth on what happened to Summer, who did what. I know these two are complicit. That's enough for me. Their behavior is ratchet, disrespectful, and vile. It shows me they never cared for Summer or the boys. That's all I need. Because what you need to understand, Summer went missing for a reason. So you can't think you're going to get the gist of how she got down. You can't even find her. So why would you know what happened to her? That's the purpose of her getting gone. Is so you wouldn't know. And we may have to accept that we'll never know what happened to Summer Wells. But I'm praying that we do get something. And all parties involved will stand account, and there will be justice for her. And also the neglect of her and her brothers. Thank you, Buster. We're not going to leave a stone unturned. And the behavior of the bio donors shows me they never cared for their child or their children. Because decent people don't behave like this. I don't give a damn what nobody says about people grieving. Everybody acts different, don't talk, don't want to speak. Your child is missing. You ought to break your damn neck to tell somebody your child is missing. It's your mama, your daddy, your cousin. Hey, my cousin missing, my mama missing. You don't let it sit by. It don't matter if the news covers the story or not. You tell it. Till somebody picks up the slack and say, hey, there's a baby missing over here. There's a brother, sister missing over here. You don't let it get pushed under the rug if you care. There's never been any love for Summer Wells or her brothers. That's obvious. Thank you, Tammy. There's never been any love for her. That's why she's missing. Ain't you to figure that out? Nobody loved Summer Wells or the brothers. It's obvious. There was never any love for them. And obviously, even no love for Cal City brothers. Almost a year and nothing. Because nobody paid attention to what the fuck was going on with them. They got in the wrong hands. Summer Wells got in the wrong hands. That's why you don't know anything. And there will be another Cal City brothers, another Summer Wells. Ain't you figured that out? Because our government has no jurisdiction on who can procreate, who can lie down and have sex and make a child. And until the laws change, you will keep having these stories. And no, we do not want to become a barbaric nation. But we can no longer continue to let any Tom, Dick, and Harry, Susie May procreate and abuse their children, kill their children, sell their children, pimp out their children, solicit their children, traffic their children. This can't go on. It's got to stop. If you want to donate to the channel, $Big Angie 129 Cash App. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'll be back with more commentary later in the week. God bless all of you. Stay safe. Please do not leave your parcels out on your car when you're shopping. Make sure that when you bring all your boxes home to unload your electronics, take those and put them in your car, truck, and discard them at a local dump. So that way people don't know what you've purchased. Do not post any of your new items to social media. Be wary when you're out at night shopping. Go in a group to shop. Crossover bag, no big purses. Put everything in the trunk. Do not park next to vans and shopping centers, parking lots. Please be very careful when you are out shopping. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa to all. Amen. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Thank you. Bye-bye.